talking about the sports you do and don't know, both within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no, stuffing things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants, so Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
There's no doubt that a lot of attention has been paid to that. We have the resources to acquire the players that we need to make the team work. So we don't have particular financial constraints. We have an investor group that's pretty deep-pocketed, and so we're able to do what we need to do. And so we will do that. Mike has a lot of authority to go out and find the best players that we can get. And of course, it's not always the case that the highest payroll wins. Clearly, the last couple of years that's probably been the case, but that's not always the case. And so we don't feel we need to break records by setting payroll records, but we think we want to get good players who want to be a part of an organization that really is very cohesive, part of helping to rebuild Baltimore. Baltimore itself is a very exciting place to live, and we're on the rebound. We think the organization is going to be much better next year because of the stadium is going to excite a lot of fans. We've got a lot of things going on in Baltimore, and so we are going to rely a lot on what Mike and his team can do with Craig, finding good players that want to be here and that can complement what we already have.
It's the owner of the Baltimore Orioles, David Rubenstein, as part of yesterday's press conference, introducing new manager Craig Albernaz and his daughter, Gigi, who's adorable, but
what?
I don't.
You don't like Gigi?
No, Jesus, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to figure out what your
No, I'm
what
not.
Your problem
I'm
is.
certainly not going up against Gigi. Wow, that was weird. It was very adorable, but obviously not. It's like we get that wasn't the crux of what happened. It's just that we love anything that's like interesting in short bursts on the internet. That's all we talk about. Oh, look at his daughter, and then we kind of lose sight of what the conversation was about, what the point of it all was.
Yeah, it was that he's got a.
We all have ADD. Like that's what we've become as a society. Adorable daughter. Hello. That's it. That's all we've got now. All we can talk about. Look, managerial press conferences, you're not likely to learn a ton. It's what I always say. Like, it's good to get to know him. You want to ask the questions, but he doesn't really have any answers yet. Like, he can't have any answers yet. Right now, you're just getting to know him. So, yeah, the most interesting part was allegedly David Rubenstein suggesting that there are no financial constraints on the Orioles. Now, that doesn't mean that, Mike Elias might not self-impose financial constraints, but he says there are none. Yeah? I mean, we had a solid 3 minutes going, I would say. It wasn't great, but at least it was functional. Yes, sir?
How freaking good was Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness?
It's an outstanding record. Nobody's arguing with that. Nobody's going to argue.
Give me 5 better ones than that.
Albums?
Yeah.
You and I are going to separate on some of these for sure. Songs in the Key of Life was definitely a better album than Melancholy and the Infinite
I don't know
Sadness,
about that. But there were some great songs on Songs of the Key of
Songs in the
Life.
Key of Life is maybe the greatest album ever.
I don't know about that either.
You better
but it's,
slow down over
I'll
there.
keep going.
Well, I mean, you and I are going to separate because, like, Revolver to me is one of the greatest albums ever made, but I know how you feel about it, so we don't need to waste any time.
Please.
We can leave it alone. Rumors is one of the greatest albums
Okay.
ever made. Like,
Stranger.
unquestionably. Okay.
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree is certainly on the list. There's no doubt about it.
What was the Bay City Rollers' first album?
Don't know if that one would be on my list. Don't know if
It had some hits.
I'm not saying it didn't.
SATURDAY.
Night. I don't think that one's quite going to make my list.
How about Dizzy Up the Girl?
It wouldn't be on my list of the greatest albums of all time, but it's a damn good album.
Purple?
I mean, it's a damn good album. Purple?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, okay. That's your choice for the Stone Temple Pilots? That's an interesting... All right. I'll listen to that. What are you doing? What did you come in with? Were you listening to
No,
like
just asking.
Smashing Pumpkins on the way in?
I was listening to Smashing Pumpkins.
You always listen to...
I mean, I listen to them a lot, I should say.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
intriguing to see how much of a horse's ass Billy Corgan became.
Became? I'm pretty sure he always was, pal. I don't think that was
I don't know. He was.
I don't
At
think
first,
he
he was
became.
just, man, why is it
Here's-
so dark in here?
Because when you're not here in the afternoon when the sun is trying to
Yeah,
murder
you got to
at
open those.
night. When
Billy
that sun
Corgan,
starts coming
he
through in the
started comparing
afternoon-
himself to Kurt Cobain recently.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, you want
Kurt
to have
not.
you want
Kurt
to have a real conversation?
About how overrated Nirvana was?
How I would say musically, Smashing Pumpkins was better than Nirvana.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I think
Musically.
I think if you got away from how they were Marilyn Manson-ish before Marilyn Manson, right? Like
Who?
Smashing
In
Pumpkins.
what way?
How weird they were.
Okay, well, it's a big difference between weird and what Marilyn Manson was doing.
He was weird.
Yeah. Do you not know that there are some other things about Marilyn Manson?
What? Brian? What's his name? What's his name?
Yeah, Brian. What was his last name? I already forgot
What's his
about
last name?
that.
Brian.
Oh God, what was his last name? I actually knew this for years. Yeah, he's not necessarily a good. Turns out, I know you're gonna be shocked.
Wasn't a good guy.
Might not have been the best guy. Might not have been a great role model for your children. Brian Warner was his name.
Brian Warner, right?
Yeah, or is his name? He's
What?
still
What
with
was
us.
he? What was his story?
We
We don't want to talk about it.
I mean, like turns
Is he on
out,
the Epstein list?
might be.
I hear there are a lot of people on that list.
Yeah, I've heard. I wonder if we'll ever get to see it. I can't imagine why.
What list are you talking about?
Why nobody would want it out there. I did that on BAL recently. I'm like, look, man, I'm not trying to convince you of anything, but are none of you at least like, boy, I gotta wonder why you're protesting this much? Are we not having that conversation?
Well, even if they produced it at this point, you would feel it might be.
we would be.
It might be doctored up. I mean,
You've
like,
had years to alter it in some way.
right. Anyway, let's talk sports.
I would actually argue that CME's Dream might be as good
Okay.
as Melancholy and the Infant
Okay.
Sadness was. With to me,
Well, you know my favorite
the
album
single
of all time.
greatest Smashing Pumpkins song of all time. Mayonnaise.
Really?
Mayonnaise.
Okay.
Effing love
Yeah, but that
song.
was a late. Man, when did?
No, that was on CME's Dream.
Oh, it was. Okay. I'm just trying to
Remember,
think
they
of.
spelled mayonnaise wrong.
Yeah, right.
Like they spelled it with one
N.
N. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Intentional again to make you think they were weird. You know my
To make you think they were deep.
my favorite album of all time is Throwing Copper, so that everything would follow that. Throwing Copper is my favorite album.
I mean, it's no Purple Rain. The book, obviously, is what I'm referring to.
Which one? Weren't there two?
Remember when you picked it up? When they finally, he like kept begging you and you're like, all right, fine, I'll pick it up. And there were 17 typos on the first page and you said,
Well, he got mad.
I'm good.
He got mad because I said,
Yeah.
why didn't you have someone else proof this?
Yeah, maybe edit it.
And his response was, we didn't have time.
Didn't have time.
I said, well, the game is already over.
Right. That's true. You're not going to get it out.
It's like saying to Stephen King, how come there's so many typos in Salem's Lot?
Right.
And Stephen King saying, well, I wanted to get it out.
Right.
They still went to the same cemetery.
100%. Like 2 weeks from now, the book still could have come out.
He got mad. I said, why didn't you let somebody proofread this?
God.
I would have proofread it.
It was
Because you don't need.
I
needed to get it out.
It made it impossible to even attempt to see if there was any content there, which my guess is there wasn't. Like he didn't.
Well, I don't know about that. I wouldn't
he
say
didn't
that.
Cover the team.
Yeah, but
He didn't.
that's not really what that was about. That was more about the when I say this, you didn't have to cover the team to write a book about it, but you
Yeah.
had to have access to people who would give you
Yeah.
legitimate stories.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
filled with so many mistakes that it was hard to take it serious.
I'm pretty sure the first chapter was about Brian Billick. I don't think there was a lot of content there.
I don't know. You're a hater. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right,
Hey,
so let's get this out of the way.
Which part? What do you want to get out of the
Let's
way?
get this out of the way. Honestly,
Okay.
name in your lifetime. Name 4 other sporting events that trumped Game 7.
Yeah, I mean it was good, but that's a recency bias thing.
No, no, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Well, go.
The Rose Bowl between Texas and USC.
Oh, please.
Was insane.
Come on.
The Wimbledon final between Federer and Nadal. in
Maryland beating
2008.
USC.
Come
last
on.
year.
You're done. No one watches these things. Jeez, a whiz.
Dude,
You're going to
hang on a
bring up
second.
tennis?
I don't know. Did you see the wait a second. This is good. The Game 7 ratings, which were very good. Which were very good, unquestionably.
Okay.
Game 7 of the World Series between the Dodgers and Blue Jays had an audience of nearly 26 million viewers, according to Nielsen Fast National
So my
ratings.
question about that is,
That's very
is that
good.
26 million checked in at any given moment?
Yeah,
That-
I mean,
is that what that
You know, how,
means?
I think you have to watch for.
I don't. I'm
15
asking.
I think
don't know
I'm
the
trying to
answer.
remember because they changed this a few years ago. I think you had to have watched for like 15 minutes.
Okay.
In order for it to have gotten you a ratings
Okay.
point.
So 26 million is a lot of
And
people.
look, man, we can.
That's
do
a lot
this.
of people.
It's a lot of people. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it. What do you think the ratings were for Bills Chiefs on CBS on Sunday?
Also 26. 26. Same
How many
26.
people do you think? How many people do you think watched Bills Chiefs?
70 million.
It wasn't that many. No, Lord. It definitely was not that many.
Okay.
But it was, I believe it was 30. Hang on, I'm trying to pull up the exact number. It was 36, if I remember correctly. Sorry. I should have had this ready because it was, I happened to see these two numbers back to back.
Okay.
31 million.
Okay.
31 million.
Okay. So 5 million more people
Yeah.
watched. I'm just remembering. Game 7 was Saturday night.
Yes.
Okay. Football game Sunday afternoon. And you're floored by that? You think that's...
Am I floored by it?
What do you think that is? What do you think
I'm
that...
not floored by it
What are
as
you
much
getting at?
as...
You think baseball should be worried?
I don't even know if worried's the right word, as much as this is just the reality. To your point, the best thing baseball will ever have.
It had
I've
better
never
ratings
seen
than
anything
the
like
NBA
this.
Finals.
This
didn't it?
series, I've never seen anything like
Yeah,
this series.
it's still not better than 2001 to me.
I don't know about. Yeah, but that's because you have an Arizona.
No, I
you're
wasn't in I had never lived in Arizona.
bathed
to
in
that
cologne.
point. No, 2001 was about the fact that we had the George Bush first pitch afterwards. We had the 2 blown saves. We had the
This
whole
was way
thing.
better.
It was
This was way better because of how it all unfolded and how many times Toronto could have won and didn't.
in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series. The Diamondbacks were trailing going into the bottom of the ninth, and it faced Mariano Rivera. With respect, this has nothing like that.
You're wrong.
No. No.
You got to get it in because it's Arizona.
No, it's not because it's Arizona.
You should recuse yourself.
Go ahead. Tell me about all the other times someone beat Mariano
This is-
Rivera in Game 7.
This is the best thing
Tell
I've
me
ever seen.
about him.
The catch the dude made out there in center
Yeah,
field.
it was great. Nobody's
Or left field.
This is, if we wanted to have a legitimate conversation, it was an excellent World Series. I would argue it might be the second best World Series of my lifetime. I know the comparison would be we brought up the Cardinals Rangers, where you just could not effing kill the Cardinals.
That
and it
was
insane,
crazy also.
right? Like it was.
Was that the one where the
insane.
ball the ball went over the guy's head in right field? That was the
Yes.
because the
Yeah,
Rangers
the
went
triple,
back-to-back years, right?
Yes, correct. They
And
went. They lost to the
they lost
Giants
back-to-back.
and the.
But was that Cardinal series the one where the ball went over the dude's head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was Game 6.
Game
Yes,
6. If
correct.
he catches that, do they win?
I don't think it was the.
Or
I don't,
no? Or did that just plate the go-ahead run?
How many ads? I'm trying to remember. The game was in St. Louis, so it might have. No, it couldn't have been a game winner because it was in St. Louis, so it would have had to have been in the top of the inning.
Well, if the dude catches it, I'm just trying to piece together if the guy
Oh
catches
no,
the
that would have been in the
ball.
bottom of the inning, right? Yeah, it would have been in the bottom of the inning. That's a good point.
I think it might have been the bottom of the 8th. But I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
that might be right. That might be right that it was the bottom of the 8th. But that would be to me the argument. Those in my, and I say my lifetime, of the memories that I have.
The Joe Davis call was amazing.
See,
to win the
I
game.
saw you wrote about that the other day. I thought it was fine.
Oh, it was awesome.
I thought it was fine. It also, admittedly,
What do you got against Joe Davis?
I have nothing against Joe Davis. I think he's very good. But admittedly, part of the problem,
Sure, heard me the
really,
other day, Drew.
in the end, to me, like if Vladimir Guerrero hits the home run, part of the problem is the wrong team won.
Bite your tongue.
Oh, what? How much did you have on the Dodgers? How much did you have on?
Bite your tongue.
How much did you have on the Dodgers?
Nothing.
I'm sure. I'm so sure you had nothing on the Dodgers. Yeah, that's part of the reason why 2001 stands out is because somebody defeated the evil empire. Someone took them down, and it took them scratching and clawing in order to do it. And this time, the bad guys won.
This time, the bad guys had a guy who pitched three of the.
Yeah, that guy's amazing. No one's debated. I know it's
It was
going to sound
insane.
crazy. It helps to have all of the good
It was
players.
insane.
Like
Yeah.
when you show up and you
He
find
was going to
out,
pitch in the other game too.
they
Game
had him
three.
warming up.
He's
Yes,
like, I'll just pitch in this game too.
yes, they had him warming up to come in Game 3. When the guy that's
By the way, yes,
commissioner-
they would have won the World Series if he catches.
If he catches that ball?
in right field. They were
it
up
bottom of
7-5.
the
It was bottom of the ninth. 2 runners on. Both needed to score.
Who was the right fielder?
I think it was Nelson. Was it Nelson Cruz?
Was it Nelson Cruz?
I can't.
I think
tell.
you're right, actually.
I can't tell.
I can't remember if it was
That was
Nelson.
pre-steroids.
What, was
Well, that
it
might have been
pre-
right
are
at the
you
height.
Sure?
That might have been right at the
I'm
height of.
pretty sure it was right in the center of everything.
You know, Barry Bonds took a deep breath this week when Conte died out there. He's like, okay, got that guy out of the way. Now nobody.
Now no one's gonna suspect
now
anything.
nobody's going to be able to.
You've seen
It
the-
was Nelson Cruz.
It was
Oh
Nelson
my
Cruz.
gosh.
Have you seen the ballot?
See if you can put that up there real quick. I want to see how close he was to catching it.
This is what he's got.
Well,
what
this
he's
is
got.
better than talking about the Ravens not trading for anybody. See if you can put that up there.
So they have the.
Oh, here it is. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, is this it?
I want everybody to be able to see it.
Okay, yeah, put it up. This wins them the World Series if he catches this ball. Okay. Damn, I didn't realize that.
Courtesy of Fox.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it would have been it would have been a great catch, but
I don't even know about that.
Go back.
Did
go
all
back.
3 runs score?
two. There were 2 on. There were 2 runners on.
Oh my god.
And there were 2 outs. Go back.
He's got to catch this ball.
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, he's got to catch
That's
that.
terrible.
He's
You
got
gotta
to
catch
catch
that. You got to catch that.
That's crazy. And if
Um,
he catches it, they win.
This
Holy
is
crap.
this is the ballot. There's a contemporary baseball era ballot for the Hall of Fame this year.
Contemporary baseball era. Okay,
Ballot.
go ahead.
Yep. There are 8 players on the ballot. You have to get 75% of the votes of whoever is on this committee. The players are
Well, wait. Go ahead, and then I'll ask questions.
Carlos Delgado,
Okay.
He was in this game, I think.
Jeff Kent,
Okay.
Don Mattingly,
2 for 2. Okay.
Dale Murphy,
Okay.
Gary Sheffield,
That's 3 for 5.
Fernando Valenzuela,
They didn't even have steroids back then.
Barry Bonds, and Roger Clemens.
4 for 5. So 5 of the names are on steroids. We're on steroids. All right. And so why?
Hang on.
Are
You
they-
think it's only 5.
Well, Valenzuela wasn't. You see how fat he was?
He was fat. You're right about that, but you can't pull fat.
Yeah, right.
Size again,
Well,
reminds me.
Mattingly wasn't. They didn't invent them yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they existed. And if
don't
he
think
wasn't, he
so.
was on Greenies for sure.
Well, that's okay. We all were
Oh,
on those.
yeah, everybody was doing those.
1980. Why are those names on the ballot, though? Explain to me what.
Because they didn't make the normal Hall of Fame process, right? That's-
Okay, but
yeah.
why them? There's got to be other guys who didn't. Like, did they get a certain percentage of votes that got them onto this list? I'm asking you, there, sports boy.
They didn't. They just announced the ballot.
But why those 8 guys?
I don't know. I don't have
Okay.
that answer.
Carlos Delgado's not.
Okay, so Delgado's a no.
Yeah.
He was a Hall of Very Good player. They really should have a Hall of Very Good. And it would be in Baltimore, and we could move Harold Baines from the Hall of Fame to the Hall of Very Good.
Really bugs
He'd be
me.
the first guy. He'd be like Ernest Biner. He'd be our Ernest Biner in the Hall of Very Good. But they really should have a Hall of Very Good because Carlos Delgado would be in it. He was very good. Jeff Kent.
Yes.
I always thought there was an argument for Jeff Kent to be in the Hall of Fame, but again, definitely on the juice.
Was he?
Oh, no question about it.
Come on, he was like a utility infielder
the
until
greatest
Who hit
offensive second
75
baseman.
home runs
Yeah.
one year.
Greatest offensive
Who
second
else? So Jeff Kent's a no,
Oh, come on.
but a no with an asterisk. Like
Well, hang on a second. To me, we can talk about Jeff Kent after you put in the guys who were really good that use steroids. And I get, again, they already
Right.
did that. They put in David Ortiz, who's not even as good as the other guys and use steroids. Like, to me, this
well,
is...
he failed test.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember.
Ortiz.
Yeah. This is the problem that I have now is that we can't ever have
It
this
is kind of
conversation
insane
again.
that they put David Ortiz
They
in the Hall
put
of Fame.
David Ortiz in because he was likable and used steroids. But Barry Bonds
Well,
wasn't
allegedly.
likable. Allegedly. He actually failed a test. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Barry
but that-
Bonds
it
never
wasn't
failed
allowed
a test.
then.
We weren't supposed to know that he failed the test.
They weren't allowed back then.
That was the problem.
All right. Who else? Delgado, Kent. Who else?
Mattingly.
See, I've always said Mattingly should be in. Always. 7 years. Look at his 7 years. I know he only had 7. I get that. And Albert Bell had 10. But Don Mattingly's 7 years were unreal. They were unreal. 7 years is a freaking long time, man. To be really good
But
at
I think it
something.
requires you to have been Sandy Koufax for those 7 years.
Well, look at his offensive numbers for 7 years.
I understand, but he only led the league in hitting one of those
But-
years.
Okay. Only one guy can lead the
I
league in hitting.
understand that.
Look at his numbers for 7 years.
He had
He drove in 145 runs.
he had 3 monstrous years, 84 to 86.
But
Then
he had 7
three-
good years.
He won 9 Gold Gloves.
He played first base. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Like-
I mean,
come on.
how hard can that be to
I mean,
dig balls out of the
for
dirt?
for God's sakes.
Look at Freddie Freeman.
Like,
All right. So anyway, Mattingly to me is a yes, but I'll acquiesce on that for a second. Who else?
Then we got to put Kent in.
No, but who else?
Gary Sheffield.
He's a no. Again, Hall of Very Good. We should build one for Gary
Well, you
Sheffield.
can't put Jeff Kent in if you're not putting Gary Sheffield in.
I'm
Gary
not-
Sheffield was much better
I'm not
than Jeff
saying I'm
Kent.
putting Jeff Kent in. Jeff can come in with Harold Baines in the Hall of Very Good. Who else?
Better than Harold
And the
Baines.
Beatles. Put them in.
Fernando
We'll put them
Valens-
in the Hall of Very
Fernando
Good.
Valenzuela. Great story.
Great story.
You
Looked
know.
up at the sky when he pitched. Kind of
Yeah.
crazy, Louis Tiant looking dude, except he threw the other way. But he's a no.
Yeah, there's
How many
to
wins
me-
did he have?
There's to me no argument. Nobody cares. What do you
You
would
cared
stand
back
talking
then.
about wins.
No. You cared back
Right,
then.
and then we realized how silly that was.
But no, this is when men were men.
Wait, men were men.
This is when men pitched.
right. when men
How many
did.
wins did he have? 200? Did he have 200 wins?
Pull it up in a sec. He had 173.
Okay, so then he's a no.
3.5 career. 3.54
Right, he's a
career
no.
ERA.
You can't get in with 173 wins unless they came in 5 years.
I mean,
Of all the guys we've named, he's got the lowest award.
how many wins did Sandy Koufax have?
different story. Totally different story because they came in 5 years.
Not 5, but I get it.
He had 165.
Yeah, but he went 26, 24, 26, 24, 30, 24.
You yelling about wins. He actually only had 3 20-win seasons.
It mattered back
There
then.
is 25 wins.
doesn't-
It mattered back then.
Doesn't matter.
It
he's
did
starting
matter back
40
then.
games
We
Way
have-
before you and your people
No,
ruined
yeah,
it.
because, you people.
Way-
What do you mean, you people?
Way before
We
you
have
and your
better
nerds
numbers.
ruined it.
We have dramatically better
Wins
numbers.
mattered.
Sandy Koufax, we know, was great because he pitched a sub-1 whips every year. It doesn't matter. how
Oh,
many
whip
wins
mattered
he
then,
had.
but wins don't. All right, who else? Who else?
Dale Murphy.
Oh, man. Again, he is so – I'm actually surprised. If you would have said to me, we do Dead or Alive, if you'd have said to me in or not, I thought he was in.
7-time All-Star, 2-time MVP.
Clemente Award.
Nobody cares about that, but a 5-time Gold Glove winner.
What was his
like
career
actually
batting
playing
average?
a position.
What was his career batting average? 285?
Hang on.
265.
265.
A career 815 OPS.
Okay. And averaged how many homers a year? 30?
He finished
30.
with 398.
Yeah.
He averaged 30 home runs per 162 games.
I don't know, man. Those are pretty – I mean, I don't want to – again, we all know how you can do this with batting average. If he gets one more hit every other week, he hits 280 instead of 265. 265 is still reasonable. It's not great.
815 OPS
Yeah,
for his career.
Of all the names you've said right there, I kind of would lean towards him.
Jeff
Okay.
Kennedy
Anyway,
had a
go ahead. Who
290
else?
batting average.
And then
Well,
who
then
else?
then it's Clemens and Bonds.
Oh. It's always going to be a no for me with those two.
Okay.
I know what your counter argument is. It is about Ortiz. I didn't vote for Ortiz. But your counter argument is always going to be they let Ortiz in.
I'm saying that globally, I would always vote for Bonds and Clemens.
Right, because that's what you people do.
Right, that's what
you got.
people do.
You've
I would
gotten
always
soft.
vote for them. But the argument only held up until you put David Ortiz in. Now there's literally it's naked.
Well, then now you
it's
now
a
you
joke.
put A-Rod in.
Yes.
Now you put Jay Gibbons
They
in.
decided. Yeah, it's a great point. You got to put all the greats in.
Brady Anderson.
Who
Put
was
them all in.
who was the pitcher that provided everybody? Justin Grimsley. You got to put Grimsley.
Oh, right.
Justin Grimsley in.
Jason Grimsley.
Jason Grimsley. That's who it was.
I don't know,
you know
man.
sports.
I think all of those dudes are no to me. On merit, I would say Murphy, I would vote for him. If you said to me, vote one guy in. If you just gave me one vote, I would vote him in. If you gave me two, I would vote him and Mattingly. And then a third. If you gave me a third vote, I'd vote Derek Lowe.
There you go. Be a first. Who are we
I
kidding?
put Sheffield and Kent in.
You would put Jeff
They're
Kent in
on-
over
they were
the
on
real
the
players?
juice.
Wait.
What do you mean the real?
Your argument is that Jeff Kent should get into the Hall of
doesn't
Fame,
even know who Jeff
but
Kent
Barry
is.
Bonds shouldn't.
Oh, I forgot Barry Bonds. Yeah, also Barry
forgot.
Bonds.
Roger
sorry.
Clemens.
Forgot about those guys.
Well,
Like,
I forgot they
you
were on
can't
this list
talk
of
about Jeff
the
Kent until you've addressed the
contemporaries.
actual baseball players.
Well, yes, Clemens and Bonds are in
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I'm not putting any of them in.
Good for you.
I'm going to put
Look at
in
you.
Everyone
hero.
did it.
Hall of Very
Look at-
Good.
look
Put
at
them all
you.
in the Hall of Very Good.
Bonds
Now,
as well.
I've always said this, there's a lot of things. I don't know how many. I don't know if you have anything. Do you have anything in your broadcasting life that you've ever done well? No, that you've
still
that
waiting
you've
for it.
changed on.
Yeah, I've changed on
Tell me one. Tell me one.
like I mean, I can't think of dramatic
Like you
ones,
drew a
but
line in the sand and said, "I'll never step over this,"
I-
and then 10 years
but
later, you're like, "Ah, damn."
absolutely, the extra inning thing, and I hated it. I hated it when they announced it. I despised it.
Okay.
And then I saw it, and I said, I'm wrong. I've
Okay.
changed my opinion about this.
Okay. I don't have
My
anything.
opinion is off.
Yeah,
Good.
no.
Good for you. It's good to
No,
have conviction. I'm sure there are plenty of
I've
others. I'm
always
just
said this about the steroid guys. I would have
not,
fixed.
you wanted to put it on their plaque.
Correct.
They could.
I don't understand.
But then we do that with everybody. Like, are we doing that with all the guys that were on the greens? Are we doing
it-
that with all the?
It depends on what. It depends on what you have, what sort of documentation you have, what you have to explain their history, because that's really what the place is. It's a museum. And just like when you go down to the Museum of the Bible or you go down to the Smithsonian and they have information there that says that offers a description of the artifact.
David beat Goliath, but he was on steroids.
Right. I never understood, and maybe this was just never broached, and I'm the smartest guy in the room. I don't think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think so. Why wasn't that subject ever brought up? We'll put these guys in, but we have to be allowed to make a notation on their plaque.
because the people there don't want that. They don't even want to talk about that possibility.
And
because they
now
just don't
I'm
want 'em
getting to
in.
my thing that I would change. I've never, ever, ever thought Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Never. I've never changed on that. But I would acquiesce now to say, if you were willing to document his career on the plaque with a notation and a reference to his gambling, I would be okay with it. So I have softened. You people have made me soft.
You people.
But I don't understand why we can't do that with Bonds and Clemens.
A lot of guys in their 60s soften, but
Yeah,
Game Day Men's
that's
Health,
right.
Owings Mills,
Good
and
segue.
Frederick and
You're
Columbia
welcome.
can help you with that. You can give them a call, 443-264-4454 in Owings Mills, 443-266-3505 in Columbia, or 240-931-3717 in Frederick. If you're softening, it's normal. It happens. Drew Forrester's softening. Give them a call. They've
Well,
got... I
don't know, man.
They can
I just-
help you. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Not just for people that are dealing with the performance issues.
But do you object to that?
object to it.
Do you object to there being a notation
You know
on
what's really
someone's
funny
plaque?
about Pete Rose? Pete Rose is one that I've kind of gone like I was adamant that it was a joke that Pete Rose wasn't in the Hall of Fame.
He gambled on the games.
And then I've changed to being a person that said, no, I'm okay with everyone that this is what you have to understand. This is the Scarlet Letter. You have to understand that you cannot do this.
Correct.
And I have no sympathy towards it whatsoever.
Correct.
Now, in the end, the argument of, but yet it's still a museum, and it still tells the history of the game, and unquestionably Pete Rose was one of the 10 greatest players in the history of the game.
Certainly in the modern era that we know.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was better than Honus Wagner,
right, that's a
but I
fair
don't even
point.
know if Honus Wagner was a real person.
You always talk about that. Was Babe Ruth even real? I'd listen to that.
Why
argument.
couldn't you just put on his plaque and write it creatively like they do in Wikipedia and say that this player, and
Maybe
again,
don't
word it.
have the guy who made the Wikipedia page for the number 69.
Yeah, don't do that.
Maybe
Right.
don't have him
Right.
be the one.
But anyway, I would be okay with that with Bonds and Clemens, and Palmeiro. It's a joke he's not in, but it's got to be noted.
yeah,
It does. You can't ignore it.
but I also think that it requires, and this is why it's so problem. It requires you having factual proof. Like that's part of the problem that we have is that how would you?
But
write
what if you
that?
said to the player? And again, this could be part of the process. Hey, Roger,
Yeah, I mean, for example,
we're gonna put you
A-Rod's
in.
already admitted it.
We're going to put you in.
right.
Roger, we're going to put you in. Here's your plaque. There it is. Sign this document. Are you okay with this? Yeah, I'm okay with it. Okay, it'll go up.
Has
and you're
Roger
in.
Clemens ever admitted to it post-career? Has he ever acknowledged?
I think he has, but I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
But
I
but
don't-
wouldn't that be part of the process? To say to Barry Bonds, Barry, we're going to put you in. You're going to be able to go sign autographs and put HOF, but you got to sign off on this. Are you willing to sign off on it? And if Barry Bonds says no,
my guess is they would say you're not going to embarrass me. You're not going to do that to me.
then you're not in.
And that's part of the. It's a far more complicated conversation you want to have because
Apparently, he's denied it. Roger Clemens.
Clemens.
Yeah, he's denied it.
His trainer is
Yeah,
apparently.
we all
Yeah.
know that.
Okay.
I didn't shoot myself in the ass with the needle.
Exactly
My
right.
trainer did.
Right. Just walking around, sometimes a needle ends up
Ow!
in your ass.
What was that?
Right.
Man, I feel like I could throw a lot more,
Yeah, it's
more
weird
innings
how
tonight.
It's weird how that works.
Anyway.
We've all been there.
Anyway.
Because the part that you don't want to have the conversation about is that baseball openly encouraged it. They wanted guys using steroids and hitting billions of home runs because they were trying to recover from the strike. They wanted it. So this is what makes the conversation more complicated than we want to have.
Okay,
so
but
you're going to
now
embarrass me.
you're over the line with the factual element and your conspiracy theory in it. There's no documentation. There's no email. There's nothing that suggests that you
I didn't say
unequivocally
they
know
provided
that.
They didn't provide it.
You're surmising that they
Oh, no,
did. And I think you're right, by the way.
There's been loud conversation about that. There has been loud conversation from people that work for Major League Baseball about how they were not pushing back because it was good for the game.
You may be right on that. You may be right on that. But again, this is the same counter argument to the steroid guys. Well, they don't. Roger never tested positive.
Right.
He hasn't admitted it yet.
That's the problem with putting it on the plaque. That's the issue.
But if you say to the player,
and if they
"Are
say
you
you're,
okay with it?"
you're not going to embarrass
I mean,
me.
A-Rod would be a great example.
A-Rod's
like A-Rod, you've already said you
Yes,
did it.
Right. Why wouldn't you just let that be the case? And then what did you really gain out of it? Why'd you keep him out of the Hall of Fame then? If it was just about trying to get him to admit to it, he's already done it. It's a complicated conversation. What I know is they have no high ground anymore. They put
Put
David
them all in the
Ortiz.
Hall of Very Good.
They put David Ortiz in. That's it.
And you hate Ortiz, don't you?
It's not that I hate Ortiz. It's I hate the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of this guy was nice, so he's allowed to be in, but the other guys who are dramatically better baseball players than he was that also use steroids aren't allowed to be in. It's shameful.
But he wasn't. All that stuff he did not knowingly. He didn't know that he was violating the PED thing.
What?
He didn't know. He just said, I did it, but I didn't. This is what they all say. Remember when Brian Roberts got it shipped to his house in Arizona?
I didn't know what it was.
Brian Roberts said, I had no idea this box just came.
Just got a package.
That happens to me all the time. Hey, look, steroids.
You know what I might do? I might go ahead and try it. random
Oh,
package that
Lord.
showed up on my doorstep.
That kind of wrecked me when Brian Roberts. I'm like, of all the people.
Right.
Like,
Drew's
Brian
here.
Roberts, really?
We'll come back in. We'll talk about what the Ravens did and did not do at the deadline.
I know what they better do this Sunday.
They better win. And we'll also preview Sunday's game. Former Ravens wide receiver Ron
34-10
Johnson.
Miami.
is gonna-
Minnesota.
Nice. Nailed it. Nailed it. Ron Johnson will join us as well to preview that
Ron
game.
Johnson from
Minnesota, yes.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Not that Ron Johnson. The one that played for the Ravens.
Ron Johnson in Fast
Sort
Times
of
at Ridgemont High was very fortunate.
That's a great point. You're right about that.
First night,
Oh,
bang, code X.
we'll come back in. Drew's here. It's Glenn Clark Radio.
The weather's getting cooler, so when you and your family are picking out a place to dine, be it lunch or dinner, let's make it nice and easy. Now, with 2 great locations, the Costas Inn remains your #1 destination. Whether you want to get steamed crabs and the full Costas menu out at the original location at 4100 North Point Boulevard, or sample the complete menu minus the steamed crabs at the new location above the grandstand at the Timonium Racetrack, Costas is your place to go. Check out the website, costasin.com, for a look at the menu, and if you want to plan that crab feast, call 410-477-1975. The Costas Inn.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, Don Marcus profiles new Maryland Athletic Director Jim Smith, breaking down the challenge he faces in his new role and the unique background he brings to the job. Also inside, Brandon Schwartzberg takes an in-depth look at Orioles outfielder Dylan Beavers. And we meet college basketball players from all the programs around the state before the season gets underway. Press Box is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region. And starting this month, you can find us at Baltimore area High's Dairy Store locations. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps.
Get ready to hit the ultimate holiday jackpot at Live Casino during the live action $1 million giveaway. Every Friday through December 26th, we'll draw 25 lucky cash winners, but only one winner each Friday will advance to the final rounds on December 26th, where you could win $1 million in just 3 spins. Come make your million, only at Live Casino. At Erndale Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Feeling sluggish, unfocused, or not like yourself? It could be low testosterone. At Game Day Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone replacement therapy to help men boost energy, improve mood, and regain confidence. Our treatments, including testosterone cypionate, are safe, natural, and tailored to fit your lifestyle with weekly injections or pellet therapy. Get started today with a free testosterone test and feel the difference. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Game Day Men's Health, where men reclaim their game.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
I've had a few people over at WBL ask me that. Like, well, you've done mornings before. What time did you go in?
6:08.
I said, yeah, I mean,
6:08. Didn't the show start at 6?
Yeah.
But Drew was playing.
One of us was normally there by 5:58.
Drew was playing Raised on the Radio and doing the Pledge of Allegiance for the first 4 minutes of the show.
One of us was normally in the chair by 5:58, I would say.
Dude, I was always there. I was never
a few times
late.
where I get that call, like, hit Raised on the Radio. I'll be in at 6:04.
Great song.
No one's saying it wasn't a good song. Just the reality of it. High school football playoffs are underway. You can find out everything you need to know at countysports.zone. It's proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. The Ravens, as we talked about yesterday, of course, made the one trade for Dre'Mont Jones, and there was thought, will there be more trades to be made? And the answer ultimately was...
Yeah, the answer was a big fart in church.
Wow, you're fired up.
Come on, man. We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything.
Well, they did make a trade. It did happen.
Okay, but...
They had already made another trade. earlier in the year. They did make 2 in-season trades. Technically 3, but they didn't get any players in the Jair Alexander trade. They made 2 in-season trades for players.
The Gilman guy's not bad.
Yeah,
He's not bad.
He's
Yeah.
been very helpful.
I mean, he's better than Owe was.
Yeah. Well, for them, he's been very good.
I
with the
know.
Chargers.
Well, you knew that was going to
Yeah.
happen.
He's had 4 sacks.
But I just thought we would do. I thought we'd try to beef up the offensive line.
Would you rather, number one, I'll give to you, would you rather the Ravens have made the trade, the Quinnen Williams trade, but it would be a first, a second, Travis Jones, and considering it was in the AFC, they'd probably ask for more, so I'll throw in a 4th.
What's he have left? 3 years?
Yeah, and he's
3 years,
getting
right?
paid quite handsomely.
But he's got 3 years left
I think that's
because this is his second full year or third full year.
Who? Quinnen Williams? He had signed an extension. He's been around for a while. I don't know.
But he's got 3 years left.
On the extension,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. 2.
Okay.
2 more years.
I'm not giving up that kind of. I'm not giving up that kind of capital. I'm just not. Sorry. I mean, if would I take him? Sure.
Ah, yeah. Who would?
But I'm not giving up a first-round draft pick for. How old is he? 30?
No.
28?
No, I think he's still pretty young.
Yeah, he
20.
came in
Well,
at a younger age.
everyone's young.
Hang on. He's
Sure.
27. He'll be
Okay.
28 in December.
Okay, so he's 28 years old. I'm not giving up a first-round pick for a guy with 60,000 miles on his tires. I'm just not doing that.
60,000.
Well, I mean, on his engine. Then.
How about you?
Travis Jones
Travis
first.
Jones. That's they gave up Mazzie Smith,
Nah.
Yeah.
a first and a second. So the comparable to me would be Travis Jones, a first and a second. And if you have to pay a tax to make an
I mean,
in-conference
he's
trade,
been an
Nah.
All-Pro, right? Like
he's been extraordinarily good. He's been an All-Pro. He's
Nah.
been a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's
Well, I'm a pro.
Yeah, do it.
You can never
Do it.
say Pro Bowler.
he's a good guy too.
They're-
He's a
they're-
funny guy. He's a great teammate.
You show respect to Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. You show respect over there, Chief.
Right.
He once
Yeah.
had 12 sacks as a defensive tackle.
I'll take Quinnen.
Wow, you give up all those picks?
I don't
to
think
me, that's,
Nnamdi Madubuike- I
that's
think
the only
Nnamdi
thing that
Madubuike
complicates
is
it,
gone.
right? Like,
No, he's not coming back.
to me, it's an easy thing to say no to, except for like, what are you doing?
No,
if Nnamdi
here,
Madubuike
okay.
never
Now
plays again?
here's where I'll. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a pause for a second. If I knew he wasn't coming back, I might do it. Then I might do it.
Well, then
If
Madubuike
I-
does come back, and then you got.
And
Nnamdi
yeah, but-
Madubuike
by the
and
way, I
Quinnen
still think
You-
it's a
you
complicated
can't-
question.
you can't have 'em both.
because they're gonna have to make some other decisions about guys they're gonna pay, guys they're not gonna pay, right? Like, I
Right.
think we all know
What's
Mark
this dude
Andrews
making?
isn't gonna be
15
around.
million? What's he making?
Yeah, Quinnen Williams is making
Like
What's
20,
he getting?
25.
What's he getting overpaid by?
overpaid.
How much is he getting? How much is too much for him?
His base next year is $20.7 million. They
Yeah.
21.7 cap hit. This year he was actually
What a world we live in.
semi-affordable.
Right.
But next year his cap hit is $21.7 million. And look,
Works
there's always
17
things-
days a year.
There's only $5 million. Now wait a second. Next year there's only $5 million of dead cap, so presumably they can get that number down.
Okay.
Presumably.
Well,
that
we
number
need
can-
$100 million for Lamar
Maybe.
because I think that's what he's asking for.
He might be asking for 300. And by the way, if he asked for all of the salary cap, if your choice was you can have Lamar or you could have all of the other players but no Lamar,
Right,
you
right.
tell me which one you'd rather
Right,
have.
for sure, you would say Lamar.
Yeah.
You would
So-
say, well, Lamar, here's what we need: a center,
Right.
and you.
Yeah. If he said, I want 99.9% of your cap,
No doubt. Well,
you
that's
might
coming.
you might go back and say, all right, well, we don't really have a choice.
That's
And
coming.
Just use all them.
I mean,
fifth-round
this
picks.
is their worst nightmare, right? Is going to come true here. I mean, their worst nightmare is coming true.
I believe there's
He's
something-
going to. I mean, this is if you painted the worst case scenario, you owe him $74 million next year. He can't make $74 million. He knows that, and you know that.
I believe they might be able to automatically restructure.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that this is the worst case scenario. What you didn't want happened. You didn't want, in some shape or form, even though this sounds incredible, you didn't want his stock to go up.
Right.
You wanted it to go down, and it went up
because he got hurt for
because he got hurt.
3
and
games.
the-
And you saw how
and
inept they were.
Right.
you saw it. And now he's going to come back, and because the schedule's soft, they're going to finish 10-7 or 11-6 and win the division. And it will mostly be, not all, but it'll mostly be because of him. And he you know, they're going to have to go to him in the offseason and say, look, we can't give you $74 million. You know that, and we know that. But how do we keep you? And he says, give me $84 million.
And you say, I mean, what
you
do
either
do?
say,
Not have Lamar?
yeah, I mean, you either say yes or you trade him. Like, yeah, I mean, what do you do?
I know Brian McFarland addressed this recently. There might be something they can do that minimizes how painful this is.
What, hit him in the knee like
Yeah.
Tanya Harding did?
I don't think it's that.
He can't play. He can't get paid.
God, I just got to find it somewhere. He addressed this a couple weeks ago, Ravens salary cap on Twitter, and I just am not finding it right now in order to get the answer. Look, I'm disappointed that they didn't do more because I'm with you. Like,
I just thought I really thought.
Now, as a lot of people pointed out, there were like no offensive linemen that got dealt.
I get it.
Trevor Penning, who's not very good, was the only offensive lineman that got traded yesterday. Like, nobody was trading offensive linemen.
Right.
Why that's the case, I don't know.
Right.
If it's the Titans saying, look, we're going to keep playing Cam Ward all season, so we can't have him get hurt because our only hope of being better next year is that Cam Ward becomes
upright.
a football player,
Right.
and the only way to do that is to keep him on the field. So we're just not trading Kevin Zeitler. Or if the Ravens just aren't willing to say, hey, we fudged this. We screwed this up when we let go of Kevin Zeitler, and we're not man enough to say we screwed it up, right? Like, I don't know what it is, because that to me was like, just go get Kevin Zeitler back. Like, what are we doing here? He's at the end of his career. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Just go get the guy back here and improve.
That's what I said about Wilcox.
Right? Just go bring him back now. Or if they're just if it's just like a hubris thing where they are hell-bent on proving that Andrew Voorhees and Daniel Faalele are absolutely the players that they've said they were.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
They stink.
No, that's not what they said they were. They make fun of you whenever you bring up Daniel Faalele. They say everybody's got some bad tape. Everybody's got something you don't like.
Okay, well, that might be true. I mean, that is true. Like, you can pick apart, other than the elite of the elite of the elite,
Right.
you can pick apart everyone's tape.
To some extent.
But
to some extent.
neither one of those guys has acquitted themselves very well.
Nope.
I mean, that's just the truth.
Or well enough for you to have great confidence in it.
Right.
Like,
But on the flip side, I hear what you're saying. If people aren't available, they're not available. I tried to make trades all the time in the soccer business. Nobody would.
It's part of the issue of having these conversations is you
Right.
can only trade for the players.
Well,
that are
that's
actually
where
available.
hopefully people like you have people on the internet go on the internet and say DeCosta sucks.
Right.
This is BS. DeCosta sucks. This is why he's got to go. Couldn't make any deals. You can only make a deal if the other team wants to make a deal with you.
But add to that doesn't absolve them of if in the end their edge rush isn't good enough to win a Super Bowl. That's on them.
Oh,
It
no,
might
no,
not
no.
be
I-
a trade deadline, but that's
I'm just 100% agree. I
You
mean,
put together this group and said,
No doubt.
we're going to go try to win a Super Bowl.
I've been
with
saying
it.
to you for a month and a half that if this thing flatlines, and I don't think it will because the schedule's too soft, but if this thing were to flatline, I really think Eric could be the fall guy. I'm telling you.
You find that to be more likely than John,
100%.
just because of how much is left on John's contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
And because at the end of the day, and everybody knows it's not a secret, John and Eric are very close. John would never throw Eric under the bus, and Eric likewise. But at the end of the day, you would either, if you had to, you would either throw a sword at the guy who put the roster together,
Yep.
or you'd throw a sword at the guy who put the game plan together. And to your point, at the end of the year, if they finish with, whatever it is, I don't even know the number. If they finish with, 20 sacks on the year or whatever, and they couldn't get to the quarterback, and they go to Buffalo and they lose 37-20 because we can't get to Josh Allen. At some point, you got to say who put the team together. You just do. Like, you can complain about the coach all you want, but you can only use who the guy gave you.
Yeah, to some extent that's
I mean, that's
true.
the truth, right?
Again, if we could have a deeper conversation
Yeah,
about,
I'm not saying,
you know,
but believe me,
chicken
I
and
am not
egg,
saying John is blameless or
Right.
the coordinators are blameless. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, the guy who is probably the one most vulnerable is Eric. I really do think that. Like,
just because of his status, it's an interesting argument.
And anytime you're talking about the general manager element of it, right? It really is and like Ron Johnson is a good example of this. Like when the Ravens saw something in him and they picked him, but some other GM didn't see it in him and said, "Nah, I'll pass on him."
I think
like that's what a GM does. A GM says, "I like that guy." Lamar's a perfect example of this. All the other teams, including the Ravens once,
100%.
said, we're good.
Yep.
And so GMs see it differently. And when you're a GM and you've seen it differently and the players you added to the team don't help you win, at some point the owner goes, you picked them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I get it. I'd still
and I'm a Eric fan through and through.
I'd still be really surprised by it, but I understand your argument. I do.
If someone has to, if this thing were to go sideways, and they somehow lost a couple of improbable games and finished 8-9, and someone had to take the fall.
You're saying you think it's more likely?
I really do kind of think it might
really
be
interesting. Ravens play the Vikings on Sunday. They're hoping that one doesn't go sideways, but the Vikings looked really good last week.
That was a fluke.
You think that was a fluke? Well, let's find out if it was or not. Joining us now, you just brought him up. Former Ravens wide receiver, now the host of Locked On Vikings, and he's with Fox 9 and K-Fan out in Minnesota, which I'm pretty sure is the highest-rated radio station in the country. He is Ron Johnson, and he's back with us now here on GCR. Ron, it's Glenn and Drew here in Baltimore. It's great to catch up with you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time for us.
How's it going?
Hey, man, everything is good here now that Lamar's back. Now that Lamar's back and the Ravens have won some football games, our opinion, I don't know how it is in Minnesota, but our emotions are directly tied to what happened the last time the purple team played a football game.
Which purple team?
Yeah, our purple team. Exactly right. I'm thinking it might be similar in Minnesota. That might be the case. Ron, Drew just brought it up, right? We see the Vikings stun the world. They were, nearly 10-point dogs. They end up beating the Lions. How legit is what they did? How legit are the Vikings again after getting one of the better wins in the NFL this season?
I don't know if the word's again. I mean, they've been legit. The biggest issue is they had 17 players hurt this season. So whether IR out, losing 17 players, losing 3 of your 5 starting offensive linemen, I don't think there's a team in the NFL that can function properly the way they were designed and created by the GM. And so when you think about, buying low, selling high, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah did a great job this offseason of buying low. He got a bunch of guys that were coming off injuries. Teams had either wrote them off or just didn't want to deal with them anymore. And so it was an easy kind of decision for those guys to join the Minnesota Vikings. And when you join that program, you understand you're joining the team that has a chance to do some damage in the playoffs because of the quarterback situation. Sam Darnold, people wrote him off, thought he didn't have it, and they didn't want to deal with him anymore. And then all of a sudden he's doing great in Seattle. And everybody's questioning, the Minnesota Vikings decision. But again, Sam Darnold was great during the season last year as well for the Vikings, but it came down to, 1, the playoffs, 2, last end of the year heroics with the Lions. Some of that can be put on the coach, Kevin O'Connell, and some of his play calling in the red zone versus the Lions. Some of it can just be put on the players because, when you call a player, you design something. Defensively, your job is to win. And, the players weren't doing their job. They admitted it. They knew what they had to do. And you fast forward now, you get some players back. You got both your offensive tackles are back. One of your offensive linemen, your center, is still out on concussion protocol. You got both your guards back. I think that's the key to get Donovan Jackson, their first-round pick. That was a little bit of keeping that pocket clean. So is it real? Yeah. I mean, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. TJ Hawkinson's been the one question mark, I'd say, for a guy that was supposed to be one of the best tight ends in the league. He's had some bright spots and then he's disappeared in games. But there's no denying that Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison with Aaron Jones, with Jordan Mason, can't be considered some of the best weapons in the NFL. The one thing they added when Jordan Mason was out was Adam Thielen, and you haven't seen much of him. He hasn't done much. kind of towards the end of his career. I think he just wanted to retire a Viking and come back home for the end of his career. And then, you know, also you look at C.J. Ham, their fullback, being out now with a hand injury. Again, you know, not having your fullback in goal line situations where you normally would, you know, go big or go elephant package. They don't have that as well. So there's bits and pieces of this team that's been in and out, but, you know, are they for real? Yeah, because Brian Flores, that defense, continues to create, you know, havoc. But, you know, they're facing another task this week because blitzing quarterbacks they can't run as well works. Blitzing a guy like Lamar Jackson, you know, like Omar from The Wire would say, if you take a shot at the king, you better not miss.
Let's not miss.
And that's how Lamar Jackson plays. If you miss, if you blitz, you know, like the interception he threw to Leo Chanel against the Chiefs, you know, it was a cross dog blitz, and the DN did a great job of just keeping contained. He didn't get greedy. He didn't go inside and rip underneath. He kept Lamar Jackson in that pocket, and so Lamar Jackson threw it to his hot route, but, you know, threw it a little bit behind, and Chanel was right there to make the interception. So that's the one thing. If you're going to blitz Lamar Jackson, you have to have everybody else in their lanes, because if you don't get there and he can diagnose it quick enough, he's out of the gate, and now it's a foot race. And but yeah, I think the Minnesota Vikings are for real. The biggest thing is health. Can they stay healthy? Because that's what's been killing them.
So is this a game they win with offense or defense? How are they going to attack this? Obviously, the Ravens are going to get the ball, and they're also going to have to defend. But in your mind, Ron, which way? If Minnesota wins this game,
what's the roadmap?
Yeah, if Minnesota wins this game, do they win it 30-20 or do they win it 20-17?
I think it's all of it. It's offense, it's defense, it's special teams. You know, a lot of people don't understand Miles Price, you know, out of University of Indiana. He's a weapon, you know, so he's a kid that can flip the field. He's had a couple big returns that got negated due to flags. You know, he had a touchdown that got negated due to I think it was trying to think who did that one. I think it was Tavir Thomas was the guy that did it. But, you know, again, just not understanding where your returner is in that moment. Tavir Thomas probably could have just drove his legs and kept driving and drove the DB back a little bit to give him space. He kind of stopped his feet, and the minute Miles Price got close, DB tries to run. And, of course, any tug of the jersey on special teams, they're going to throw that. Those refs can't wait to throw that flag. And so they threw it, but that negated a touchdown. So Miles Price, special teams-wise, I think that's the other key. And then they have a weapon with their kicker, you know, Ricard. You know, he's a kid that can hit a 58, 59-yarder, and he makes the 58-yard field goals look easy. And I think that's the other key is, like, you don't have to get into scoring position and feel like you have to push the envelope. Like, I think Kevin O'Connell now has kind of told, you know, the quarterbacks, the receivers, everybody, like, hey, don't lose the ball if we're in field goal range, because this kid is an absolute stone cold killer with his leg. And so I think it's going to be everything. Like, you can't win this game with just offense and defense. But I will say the Ravens defense has not looked like the Ravens defense of old. You know?
Yep.
It's okay. Just say they stink.
No, they don't stink. But, you know, it's not what it used to be. You know,
right.
And you got a team, you know, giving up 20, you know, they're 28th in the pass, you know, they're 27th in overall yards given up. And the one place where they usually were pretty stout was the run game, and they're giving up, you know, 123 yards a game. So from a Viking standpoint, you know, that fits well into having a young quarterback, a defense that will give you 3 to 4 yards on the ground. Aaron Jones, hopefully, you know, he's limited right now, but hopefully, you know, whatever he needs to do to get that AC joint ready to go for the game. But Jordan Mason can move the pile. Again, not having your fullback, not having one of your bigger run package tight ends. You know, it might be a time to put Miles Price in on offense. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens this week, where you use him in the jet sweep, kind of how the Ravens use Zay Flowers on jet sweeps, where it's an extended handoff, but it's just a toss forward pass that you get speed on the edge with the receiver, and it's a run. And so I could see the Vikings looking into using him, knowing that maybe Aaron Jones is down, knowing that the Bryce Hall, you know, I think they were thinking about maybe trading for Bryce Hall. That trade didn't go through. And so I see them attacking offensively, but I think the defense, like, this can't be a shootout. Because, you know, then you're asking your young quarterback in his second you know, consecutive start to, like, try to win you another game. Lightning striking twice is tough, but I will say the kid can make the throws. Like, he can make the throws, and that's been the cool thing to see is his response after, you know, a couple bad plays here and there, a couple missed throws where guys are wide open. He didn't lose his composure. He didn't let the veterans, veteran receivers can weigh on a young quarterback. I mean, we've seen, they call receivers divas for a reason. We've seen a lot of receivers get pissed off at bad throws by quarterbacks when they're wide open. And, McCarthy didn't lose any, type of faith in himself to still make those passes down the stretch. So I see it being an offensive battle, but I would hope that the Vikings defense can outweigh the Ravens defense.
What's weird is, Glenn and I were talking about this earlier, the schedule, Ravens' schedule is such that they really only have a handful of games left that I would deem to be like, toss-up or, hey, it could go either way. It's a little early to have one of those kind of must-win games, and I know non-conference games tend to not be as important in the standings, but the Ravens are almost in a not quite a must-win situation Sunday, but kind of close based on what they have left. Give us that same kind of feedback on the Vikings and how this game sets up for them. No one can afford to lose one, but could they, where are they at in their schedule?
Yeah, so, I mean, this was a tough stretch, and honestly, like, nobody had on their bingo card, the Vikings beating the Lions.
Right.
That's where, honestly, they got away with one, because most people said, is 3-1 down the stretch doable? We know the whole Carson Wentz story, with the arm and, trying to stay in as long as possible to give J.J. McCarthy a chance to come back. But they're in a position where also the Packers helped them out by losing. The Packers losing to the Panthers of all teams. By the way, 2 pumps should be not a flag, but I don't know why they're
we're in agreement on that. Key and Peele made that very clear. I can't believe that they gave Rico down.
Well, the one thing Key and Peele didn't bring up, though, was the combo pumps.
Oh, so because it was multiple players? That
multiple pumps. So
now
we're up.
It's more like 14 pumps. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it's the third pump potentially was that offensive lineman, and so I think that's what got it. He wasn't just watching the one player; he was watching all the hips.
Yeah,
and there were additional pumps of non-scoring players.
Man.
So my thing is, why are you pumping if you didn't score anyway?
God, I would really like us to do we could do a 1-hour podcast about this topic, actually.
Yeah, why are you pumping if you didn't score? But, looking at this stretch of games, so you had the Lions, Ravens, Bears, Packers, right? So, and then you got, they're going to visit their old friend Sam Darnold in Seattle. When you look at that 5-game stretch of games, everybody said Lions, they lose. They said Ravens is a toss-up. They said Bears, they win. They said Packers was a loss until now. Now you're like, okay, this team is beatable too. And then the Seahawks look like world beaters. And then you kind of say, okay, that stretch, everybody had them probably going 2-3 in those 5 games. Yeah. Commanders now without what's his name? They're not looking good. Cowboys not looking good. Giants don't look good. So it changes the outlook when you see what those other teams have done now. Like Seattle now still looks tough. Packers is still the Packers, but I mean, honestly, they beat the Lions, which they weren't supposed to do. I think they can beat the Ravens. They can beat the Bears. And now they can beat the Packers on November 23rd, heading into that Thanksgiving week. And that's the key to that. Like you see, and that's going to be J.J. McCarthy's hopefully, 4th game in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4th game in a row. So I think that's where they're at. Like they're at a stretch now where you could fall to 2 teams within this next 5 games, or in the Lions was already one of them they beat, knowing that you have a Commanders, Cowboys, Giants kind of NFC East, which the NFC East is kind of looking like they've looked in past. They look like a dumpster fire with at the start of the year, like, man, the Commanders look really good. Jaden Daniels, the Giants were looking good with Bo Scatterbo. And then all of a sudden you're like, nope, here we go again. They're the teams we thought they were. So it's this stretch of 4. So this next 4 before they have to go to the NFC East, if they can get, 3 out of the next, 4, if not, 2-2, I think they're in a good position because they still have the Lions to finish the season and the Packers. So they're not in a must-win, but they're in that situation where you make your playoff potential way closer and easier if you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, like the Ravens. And the only reason I say that is the Ravens defense. Like if the Ravens defense was doing well, I would be high up on it. But I think that their defense has given up so much. And you look at Justin Jefferson, you look at Jordan Addison, You look at the way Kevin O'Connell dials up plays. It's going to be a good game, but I think it's going to come down to, J.J. McCarthy in the red zone. Because, when you look at Lamar Jackson, too, his down-the-field throws, for the most part, his most targeted guy is Zay Flowers. So if I'm a coordinator, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, hey, if we're in third and long, one, we got to keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket, and then down the field, keep an eye on Zay Flowers. Like everybody underneath, you can give up that underneath throw, but don't let him top to Zay Flowers, because that's really his kind of one guy he's really looking at a lot when it comes to those, trying to get those explosive plays.
Yeah, the tight ends too. Isaiah Likely in particular, now that he's back, I think that's a bit more of a threat. Let me wrap with this, Ron, if I could. Ron Johnson with us on GCR. You bring up J.J. McCarthy. What do we know yet? Because the Vikings have been given, you brought up Sam Darnold, and obviously Daniel Jones was there, and he's looked great. Have you seen enough that you're confident that the Vikings did the right thing, turning it over to J.J. McCarthy, that he is the guy for years to come in Minnesota?
I think so, just off, if you go off Sam Darnold early in his career, right? He looked like he was seeing ghosts. He actually said it out of his own mouth. He was stymied a little bit by blitz packages. I don't blame that on him. I blame that on the Jets. The Jets are like, I don't know what the problem is with the Jets, but it just has not worked for them. I feel bad for Aaron Glenn. It feels like he was set up to fail now when you see what they're doing with the team, selling everybody off. If you put Sam Darnold, fast forward him, a rookie drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, top 3 pick, Sam Darnold is probably a Pro Bowler, in the first 2 years. I say that because of Kevin O'Connell. If you put Sam Darnold with the 49ers, with Shanahan, Pro Bowler. If you put him with the Rams, with McVay, Pro Bowler, just like Jared Goff. I think it truly becomes certain coaches are really good with quarterbacks. Honestly, look at the Ravens. They drafted Lamar Jackson, and they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They said, let me figure out what Lamar Jackson does well, and then let's create an offense for him. Some people can do that. Some people can't. You look at Justin Herbert, and that offense, he created an offense that, one, he knows his quarterback can do. Some coaches get into the NFL, and they get a guy, and they say, you're going to run the offense I want you to run because it's my offense. And they're not willing to change. I think that's been the problem with the Jets. But, yeah, J.J. McCarthy, again, going back to that, having Kevin O'Connell, yes, I think that's the key. He is going to make – he was able to make Josh Dobbs a household name for about 3 to 4 weeks, just because he's like, look, here's what I want you to do with offensively. He made Sam Darnold one of the most talked-about quarterbacks last season. Daniel Jones, in that short amount of time, he picked up enough to kind of go there and say, okay, this is maybe what the Giants weren't doing for me. I think – the one reason why what's his name with the Giants is doing well is because he doesn't have enough mental capacity to be bothered by it. It's almost like he's like one of those young kids where he lives off 6-7 energy. He just doesn't think everything through. So he's not bothered. He's not bothered by his coach maybe telling him 50 things. He's like, all right, I heard all that. Let me do what I know how to do, which is play football. And some kids have that, which Jackson Dart seems to have it. And some guys don't, and they overthink the process. Whereas Kevin O'Connell simplifies it for his quarterback. Sometimes he's too wordsy. We've heard that where quarterbacks are listening to the call and it's, 5 seconds to 7 seconds long. And you're like, what are you telling him in the headset? The one thing that I think Kevin O'Connell's gotten better at, because it worked this week where J.J. McCarthy came to the line of scrimmage with about 17 seconds to go, which is where you want to be versus 7 to 8 seconds to go. So all that said, I think J.J. McCarthy is the answer because of his pedigree of coming from Harbaugh and then having Kevin O'Connell to be able to lead him the way and say, hey, here's what you need to do. Because Kevin O'Connell learned the hard way. He learned, by being cut. He learned by sitting behind great offensive coordinators and head coaches, and now he's able to, implement it his way, saw what he was done, what was done to him, and then saw how he wanted to be done and be talked to. And so I think he's using that to his advantage with his.
Ron, I think we lost you. At 3 Ron Johnson, that's how you follow him. Of course, Locked on Vikings is the podcast. Former Baltimore Raven Ron Johnson. If you can hear me.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you back. We got to wrap it. We're up against a break. Ron,
no problem.
Really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks so much for doing this.
All right.
Talk soon. That's Ron Johnson with us here on GCR. I just realized that, like, we bring up kids. It's you. You're the reason why we only have. I brought up earlier that nobody's talking about anything that happened at the press conference yesterday because all we can do is look at his 2-year-old daughter, because we just that's what we are, is we're a TikTok society.
Right.
But it's you. Like you're the problem. You're 6'7". You're that guy.
Yeah, what is the 6'7" thing?
Oh, don't. Let's not.
No, what
do
is
that.
it?
It's nothing. Is the point? It's nothing. It's nothing.
I don't know how to start it. I don't know.
Well,
I think
explain it to
some
me
like
in 30
basketball
seconds.
player,
Yes.
some basketball, some like young kid
No,
basketball.
it started from a
Yeah,
rap
it started from a
song. Guy named Skrilla in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then
Glenn did his research.
Lonzo. Oh, I did an entire hour about it on BAL one night. Lonzo Ball.
Should look it up somewhere.
I believe is it Lonzo or LaMelo?
LaMelo's still in the league,
is 6'7", and so somebody made a mixtape about LaMelo Ball, and they just cut this line from this guy Skrilla's song and put 6'7" in there.
Okay.
And then it ended up on TikTok, and kids heard it, and for no reason at all,
It skyrocketed.
none,
to the moon.
it just became what they were all saying. There is
Because
no.
I had a golf meeting a
Yes.
week ago, and I said to my team, I don't care if you make a 6 or a 7.
Yeah,
And the
and
whole
they all
room burst out.
100%.
And I'm like, this is not funny. And they're
Yeah.
like, Coach, you don't know what you just did. And I'm like, you're right.
By the way, this is the crazy part. A lot of adults have said we want our kids to stop doing this. It's like legitimately disrupting classes. It's.
But I don't.
So a lot of adults have been like, so we're gonna own it, because that's when like when the adults start doing is
Yeah,
when
that-
the kids
that-
say
cool.
it's not cool
not
anymore.
cool. They stop
Right.
doing it.
Okay.
My sons still ask me whenever I say the number. I'll be like, well, when you were 6, and then like I swear to God, my older son will be like, say it, say it, say it.
And then what do you say?
6, 7, and then he wants me to do the whole thing. He wants
You
me.
use your hands?
Yeah.
I don't know, 6, 7.
6, 7, exactly right. That's
But
what
what's
they
it
want.
mean?
Nothing. And
It
by the
means
way,
everything.
I brought on.
It means everything.
What is wrong with these idiot
I
kids?
brought on an expert, someone who had written at length about this topic. I swear to God, somebody wrote for the Washington Post like a 2-page who argued that we shouldn't try to fight against it, because if they weren't doing it, like when I was 13 years old, you know what I walked around saying to every kid in the middle school?
F you?
Your mom? I don't know. Oh,
Do I make you horny, baby?
Oh.
Do I? Because we were all doing Austin Powers.
Right.
Or
Well-
what I was doing at 11 was walking around doing the DX,
Oh, yeah, right.
crotch chop,
right.
doing the suck it.
Right.
That's what I was doing. So the
Right,
argument
sure.
that they're making is, don't get kids to stop doing this. It's better that it's stupid and doesn't mean anything, because it's not harmful.
Okay.
Let them do it.
By the way,
Let them do it forever.
I don't want to produce the show.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Oh,
but
yeah. Your beef with
how he couldn't have found the clip that said, Brad, what would you say
the Ron
if I
Johnson.
told you to put these flowers in the
He's
back
never-
of the cruising
I don't
vegetable?
know. Have you
And
ever seen?
he would say, I'd say, who the hell is Ron Johnson? How did you not have that on the screen?
Have you ever watched Fast Times?
No.
Okay, put it on the list. We haven't done a movie review in a long time. Let's do it.
It's
Let's
a
do it.
top 10 movie ever.
You know, I've actually. So I don't know if you know this. I've been both taking and teaching classes recently. It's a wild thing that I have going on in my life. I don't think I've talked about this. Yes, I'm leaning.
Nick Cage is in this?
I'm leaning towards getting my
Yes.
GED and finally finishing. Yeah,
Good for you.
leaning
Proud of you.
towards that. No, I've been back in school, but I've also been teaching. Right, so I've been
But
incorporating.
what are you teaching? What is there for you to teach?
I'm teaching. I'm teaching for Keswick Adult Learning. So I recently taught a class about the history of football in Baltimore. I'm going to be teaching a class about the history of the Super Bowl.
Who's taking the class?
People that are retired but not in nursing homes. People that are in adult communities. People that are just trying
Gotcha.
to learn more things or looking for stuff to do during their
So
day.
this is stimulating their their brain
Right.
to work and think.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm doing presentations that
Okay.
involve videos.
It's right up your
and-
alley.
Yes,
People who are asleep.
100%. That's what I do. That's my people. So I have written actually for both. I have both addressed it in the classes that I've taught, and I've addressed it in classes that I've taken. What I learned from Griffin, who did not like a motion picture that we love.
Okay.
We love, and his reasoning is something that I had to like in the communications world. That the meaning of a message can change based on context. He did not love the motion picture Old School. Now listen, because John Colson's reaction was
Right.
the same as mine.
Right,
Like,
sure.
are you out of your mind? And basically every other 90s and 2000s comedy that I've given him, he's loved.
Okay.
But he didn't love the motion picture Old School. And I'm like, what the? Old School is perfect. It's absolutely hilarious from start to finish. He says, doesn't hold up. I'm like, doesn't hold up. Statutory rape scene. Remember, Mitch slept with a high school girl at a party. And nobody ever addressed, like, that's a problem. Everybody was just like, ah!
Well, this was a little bit of my issue in the Ted Lasso when she slept with the player.
Now, that wasn't illegal.
But
yes,
it's still nonsensical.
I get it. Yeah. This is illegal. This is criminal.
Right.
And we
in most states.
And we just turned it in. I'm pretty sure in all the states. I don't think there's anywhere where that would have been legal.
Thanks a lot, Democrats.
Actually, that's not true. I think the age of consent is 16 in most states now that I
Right.
think about it. But I also think that you have to be within a certain number of years. I don't know. What
Yeah.
There's
an algorithm to it.
Correct.
It was wrong in the movie.
It was absolutely not okay, but instead
Right.
was just made part of like the comedic content.
Well,
like
Fast Times at
sleeping with
Ridgemont
the
High
school
has
girl.
a similar scene.
100%.
That dude's 34.
She must have been somebody's baby. She's gonna be somebody's baby tonight. 100%.
That guy was in his 30s, right?
absolutely part of the story.
Ron Johnson, he was an audio consultant.
That's right. He was an audio consultant.
Don't spoil it.
Because he gave his business card.
Yeah. Don't. I'm gonna have him do the next time Drew's in. You're gonna do a movie review of Fast Times.
Dude, this is a top 10 all-time movie.
It's one of the most important movies in Drew's life.
100%.
It also you met Rob Fahey.
Hey man, what's your problem?
You don't even know. Like we've had Rob in studio before. Rob
Learn about Cuba.
provided like the soundtrack for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It was
The Ravens did.
The
Yeah,
Ravens.
that's their
right.
song.
And that was the band.
Raised
that he
on the
was in.
Radio is from that movie.
Correct.
When he's washing the car,
100%.
when Stacey Hamilton comes out and says, "Brad, what would you say if I said put these flowers in the cruising vessel and drive them off?" He says, "I'd ask you, the hell is Ron Johnson?"
Exactly right. So yeah, I want you to do that for next week. You're going to do a movie review of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Coach.
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a great movie.
Quickly, the rest of
Sean Penn's had a lot of great movies.
He's had a number of
You
great
got to see
movies.
one battle
Colors.
after another. Drew.
How many great movies has Sean Penn been in? Honestly,
Did you like Milk?
Colors?
So he won.
Milk.
He won. I thought Milk was
Milk was awesome. He won
unbelievable.
something
he
for
won,
that.
He won Best Actor.
Best Actor.
Yeah, for Milk.
Dead Man Walking was
Oh, yeah.
unreal because
no
he
doubt.
really did die.
Right.
Like
really
they
did.
actually
You're not
did
wrong.
kill him
You're not wrong.
to make the movie. They said, "Sean, we'll do this, but we have to execute you." He said, "Whatever's good for the film."
What about Carlito's Way?
Great.
Great film.
And let me tell you what was very underrated. Very underrated was Colors with Robert Duvall.
I don't think I ever saw Colors.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I ever saw Colors.
Really?
No, I don't think I ever did.
That's
should.
your.
I
That's
should.
now.
That's my assignment.
Yes.
I'm gonna go watch Colors.
Yes. Robert
right.
Duvall was amazing in
Well, I
that
mean,
movie.
You could just stop at Robert Duvall was amazing. It would have.
Yes.
hey, that would have been fine too.
What other Sean Penn? Oh my gosh.
Mystic River.
Mystic River was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
They actually killed his daughter in that movie.
Yeah, I don't think they
To make the movie.
I understand.
And he said it's okay.
Right? Because
Here's one you're not thinking about. Wait a minute. Hold on.
He's still making movies, Drew. Did you know that?
Yeah, but he's.
Daddy-O came out recently.
Hold
One
on.
Battle After Another just came out.
Nope. Hold on.
loved it.
Oh my gosh.
if it came out recently, remember he walked in 5 years later and was like, "Hey, Ted Lasso."
No, hold on.
You guys heard about this?
It's not Mystic River.
You
but
guys know
it's-
about this thing now?
It's something of that ilk. Hold on. Oh my gosh, what's the name of that movie?
I don't know.
Bad Boys.
No, the movie with Michael J. Fox, the Army movie.
I don't remember this.
Oh my gosh, the Army movie where they raped the girl, where they raped the Vietnamese
Casualties
girl.
of War?
Casualties of War. Dude,
I don't remember
that
Casualties
movie
of
was
War.
insane.
All right.
Insane.
All right. I'll watch it.
He basically says to Michael J. Fox, "You're raping this girl with us." And Michael J. Fox says, "No, I'm not." And Sean Penn, and only the way Sean Penn can say it, said, "Yes, you are." Dude, that movie was crazy. So was Mystic River.
Sounds like a hoot.
No, it was a great movie. So was Mystic River.
Sounds like a
Mystic
riot.
River
I
was
did a voice in the Angry Birds movie.
Oh, don't.
Mystic River was phenomenal.
All right. Let's finish Would You Rather Wednesday because then I got to talk to Pat Ricard.
They killed Tim Robbins and you
Settle
didn't do it.
down. Would you
killed
settle
Tim
down? Number
I
two.
think they did, right?
Number
Did
two.
they kill Tim Robbins in that movie?
My
Oh,
God.
Tim Robbins. Okay.
They killed him, I think.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it.
Would you rather?
The deaf kid did it.
Would you rather? My God, with you. You are have you been checked out? Like, have
John, get
have
control
they
of this guy.
considered putting you on drugs? Have they?
More of them?
I had somebody ask me last week. They're like, "Do you ever get bothered by Drew?" I'm like, "I've made peace with that a long time ago, long time."
I think I watched I Am Sam in my AP psychology.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
good. That was a good movie.
That was an
a good movie.
insane movie too.
Since the Orioles apparently have no financial restraints, according to their
Except
owner
when it comes to
yesterday.
spending money.
They're going
liftoff.
They're going to sign one of these former Phillies to make one big splash this offseason. Would you rather it be Kyle Schwarber to give them a legit bopper or Ranger Suarez for another lefty at the top of the rotation?
1,000,000% Schwarber.
Okay.
1,000,000%.
Why?
He did 84 home runs in Baltimore.
Might.
I would take Schwarber.
Griffin.
I would take Schwarber.
He's not going to play a position for you. Like, he's not going to help
He
you out.
can't play a position.
Correct. That's the
He
issue.
doesn't come with a glove.
Correct. They don't even bother to pack it.
He'll be healthy while Tyler O'Neill is whatever he
He's
is.
certainly not going to be.
Yeah, probably. I'll take the guy that hits 50 home runs a year.
Okay. And then when next year your rotation is just banking on hoping that Grayson
Dean
Rodriguez
Kramer will have a month.
Ah, there you go.
We know
He
Dean
will have
Kramer-
1 month.
we
You're
know
right
he'll
about
have a
that.
month.
Dean Kramer will have 1 month.
They'll add a couple. They'll add Michael King or.
No,
They'll
Michael
add-
King is going to cost real money. When I say you're making one
Shota?
big
just
splash,
said-
How long?
That's-
They
that's
just
a
said
big number.
yesterday
Shota?
they were going to spend money. They'll add Michael
no,
King.
and I just
What do
said
you think
in-
Michael
in
King's going to
this
get?
premise-
More than Zach Eflin?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think Michael King. Hang on a second.
Yeah, he definitely.
25 million?
Michael
Yeah,
King,
probably
Baseball
25 to 30.
America has his projected contract 4 and 110.
So 30 million. 27 million.
27, yeah, something like that.
26-7.
Yeah, 6, 7. I just like saying it now. I would take Michael King in a heartbeat.
Of course I would. I just said they're going to make one splash. They're
Dylan
either
Cease?
going to get – that's a splash. Everything else is going to be in the peripherals. One
Why did we
significant
get that guy back yesterday? That guy's terrible.
Which one? Which guy?
Kittredge.
I mean, Kittredge is helpful.
He's terrible.
He just
Stop
wasn't healthy.
that.
Be
Yeah.
serious.
Kittredge can help. They need about 7 bullpen arms. So, yeah, get Kittredge back. They brought back Dietrich Enns by all means.
I like that dude.
I thought Dietrich Enns was very
I
helpful.
did too.
The problem is when that's who their leverage arms are at the end of the year. That's when it becomes problematic. And number 3, would you rather you only are them
Would you rather 6 or 7?
Stop it. You're only them the night of the game.
Drew gets it now.
None of the other factors matter.
Totally get it.
Would you rather have been on the Bethesda women's basketball team? Are you familiar with the Bethesda team?
No, but I'm intrigued.
Bethesda had only 4 healthy players for a game at Cal State Northridge this week.
Okay.
And this is how things looked
Oh, my Lord.
in the third quarter. In the third quarter,
Oh, my gosh.
Bethesda, an NAIA program, trailed Cal State Northridge 72-0 before going on to lose 103-13. So do keep that in mind. From that point on,
Okay, so from here on,
they were only outscored 31-13. Yeah,
not
not
bad.
so bad. After you,
Well, why? Here's
you
what I
got
don't
past
understand.
72-0.
Why wouldn't the other team, and maybe the rules don't allow for this, why? I mean, you could have 6 or 7 players on the
Thank
court,
you.
right?
By the way, I see 5 out there. I'm
know.
not,
Why
5
wouldn't
too.
they
Yeah.
take 4 players?
maybe they lost one during the game. Maybe that's what happened.
Why wouldn't they take a player off the court? The other team.
Because they have the players. They don't. Why? What do you mean? Why would they take them off the court? They played half of the game with only 4
No, you
players.
see why didn't
Did you see
Northridge
Boise-
go with 4v4?
Did you
Right.
see Boise State lost?
That's so. These are my. Don't read ahead, Drew.
I'm not reading
I'll
ahead.
be the host. So
I
would you
follow
rather?
NIA basketball.
Would you rather be on the Bethesda team
Okay.
that got outscored 72-0 and had to play with 4 players, or be on the Boise State men's team that lost at home to a D2 school in a strip mall? Straight shoot. That's Hawaii Pacific University. It exists in a strip mall. That's not a bit. The university is in a strip mall.
Well, in all fairness, Loyola Blakefield used to be in one too. I'm sorry, Father Baker. Forgive me.
They might be in the market for a golf
Forgi-
coach
forgive-
soon. You better be
forgive-
careful.
Forgive
over
me,
there.
Father Baker.
You better be careful.
I mean,
And it's only
I don't-
tonight. Don't. So I've already had people try to cheat. Like, well, at least at Boise State they're getting better per diem. You're only on the team for the game. You're not getting anything else that comes with it.
I don't know how I'd deal with being down 72-0. Like I'm getting thrown out.
can't get thrown out. There's not any more players.
But I am getting thrown out if you're beating me 72-0. And it depends on how you're. It depends on how you're reacting. So I'm gonna say that I'd rather be Boise State because I can justify that.
No,
How
you
can
can't.
you justify
I'd rather be the
Because
Division
they're men.
6
What does that
bowl.
mean? Because they're men.
I'm losing to men.
Wait a second. But in the other scenario, you are a woman.
I know I am, but I handle that
Isolate
differently.
please.
But I handle that differently. Unless
Just
you're
the part where I say you are a woman and he says I know I am. I just need that. I need that. I need that for other reasons. I need that.
I love
clip.
it. Oh my God!
I just need. You are a woman.
I'm
I know.
suing
I am.
you if you use that.
need
I love it. I know I am, but
I know we've never really used our soundboard, but make sure that's on our
It
soundboard. And
depends.
maybe every now and then try to use it.
it depends on if you're rubbing it in on me.
Might need that one too. I'm not sure. I still got to think that
Let
through.
me just keep giving
I might
you
need
the
that
greatest
one.
hits.
I might need that one.
I don't
as
know,
well.
6, 7.
God.
It depends on how you're. I can't even say it the right way now. It depends on how you're handling the ball.
Well, wait a second.
No, it depends on if on the way to 72-0. Are you making fun of me?
Probably.
Well,
I
then
I don't know. They're an NAIA program.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if they are. And
I would
that's-
rather be. The answer is Bethesda because
Like,
if I'm
yeah.
on this, if
No,
I'm Boise
I'm
State,
not
I can't
letting
show
you-
myself on. I can't show my
I'm
face
not-
on
You
campus.
just
anymore.
lost to a school in a strip mall.
I'm not letting
also the
you-
coach is going to kill you.
But
Well,
remember,
that's true.
But you're only on the team for the game. It's very clear. You're only on the team because then it's easy. Because Boise State definitely has.
There's still something
better
valiant
per diem.
about
Yeah, but 72-0.
scoring 13
I
points in
didn't
the
score
fourth
a
quarter.
point.
against Northridge.
Well, at that point, the game didn't finish 72-0. They ended up scoring points. Somebody scored.
What was the score until they
You
scored?
said they scored 13 points.
No,
in the
but
fourth
what
quarter?
was the score?
I'm guessing it was probably.
eventually-
If this is the screenshot that everyone has, I'm guessing it was.
Okay, they
72-0.
finally got a point
Yeah,
at 72.
Yeah.
Man,
72-0
That was
was
a
the
wild
score. They
3
lost
minutes there.
103-13. That was where it went.
can you imagine the coach of the other team? Who was
Right.
the other team?
Cal State
Saying to their
Northridge.
girls when they get in the
All right,
locker
come
room,
on.
all right,
Remember-
girls, come on in.
Back to second
come on,
grade.
because you know the
3
coach.
passes.
If it's a male
5
coach, he
passes.
can't go in the locker room, right? So I don't know if it's a male or female coach, but if it's a male coach, he says, "Come on in, girls, into the room," and then they come in, and he goes, "Where are you girls going?" "Well, we got a party. We're going." No. You just gave up 13
Right.
points to a team of girls, and there were only 4 of them.
Yeah, right.
Get your gear back
We're
on.
going back out
and
there.
we're going back out and running Oklahoma.
100%.
It's Angie Ned in her first season.
All right, so Angie
100%.
definitely
with
lit
the
them up.
with the what's their mascot? The
6'7", I don't know.
And the 6'7s. That's correct.
And
When
it
he's
will be
right.
soon.
When he's right, he's right.
They definitely got lit up at the end of the game. She said, "You let them score 13 points. You might as well not. They might as well have been Gary Sinise in the first dump."
But I'm on Bethesda. I get
Yeah.
to go home and be like, well, I got to go to Northridge, California.
Yeah, you got a nice
and-
trip to Northridge. I don't know where Bethesda College is. It
Neither
might be
do I.
in Northridge for all I know.
72 to
Might be
nothing.
the case.
I'll punch you right in the face if you take a lead on me. 72
Griffin
to nothing.
Griffin did well with this one. I want to see how you would have done.
All right.
And
then I gotta go.
This was and we got to talk to Pat Ricard. This was a question
No
of trivia
thanks.
the other
It's
night.
in Anaheim, actually, Bethesda.
Yeah, and there you go. So I'm pretty sure that's better to be in Anaheim than Northridge.
It's 12:25.
This was a question of trivia. All these 3 people share a last name. What is the last name?
Okay.
One is the current mayor of Philadelphia.
John
The
Larock's going crazy
next
right now.
is a he hated this segment. It was my favorite segment yesterday. Jazz legend whose nickname was Bird.
Sauce Gardner was traded while we were doing this, and
And
we didn't notice.
3, a 2-time WNBA MVP who's now the president of basketball for Adidas.
What are you asking me?
I'm asking what is their shared last name? All 3 of them have the same last name. What is their shared last name? Jazz legend, nicknamed Bird.
Okay.
2-time WNBA MVP, who's the president of basketball operations for Adidas and the mayor of Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only girl basketball player that I can think of who was that good is Gilbert Arenas.
There you go. That's it. Arenas.
Swoops.
There you go. Swoops. Nailed it. When he's right, he's right. You just got to live with that. Of course, the Jazz legend is...
I had no idea.
Well, no, but if it's Swoops, the Jazz legend would then be...
Dick Swoops.
Exactly right. It's Drew Forrester, Drew'sMorningDish.com.
Give me the answer. Armstrong?
Parker. Charlie Parker,
We should have
Candace
named
Parker.
this kid.
Oh, Candace
I
Parker.
can't do that.
Oh, they gave her a free job, huh?
John in Little Rock is on your side. He says 2025 was better than 2001. So you better.
John in Little Rock. Oh,
Yeah.
John. Oh, my man.
Yeah, you've always said.
John's a good man.
You've always said that.
John,
You've always said
hope
that.
you're doing well out there, buddy.
He's wrong, though.
Good to hear
I mean,
from
God
you.
bless both of you.
Good
but
for
you're
you.
both
Good to hear
wrong.
from you, pal.
But he also says he can name 50 albums better than Melancholy.
No, he can't.
Says it's not,
now you're just saying stupid
it's
stuff.
not better than CME's Dream.
Now you're just saying stupid
And
stuff.
Don thinks I'm capping for EDC. Did I even say anything that was particularly defensive of EDC today? Did I say
No, he
anything?
just came in, I think, saying that.
Yeah, what did I say that was defensive of Eric DaCosta?
John, put your list together
I just said
for
I'd
next
be
week.
surprised. That's all. I said I'd be surprised.
Zero chance you could come up with 50 albums better than Melancholy Infinite Sadness. Zero chance. Not 50.
Yeah,
you might come up with 15. I could do that.
I got to think about that. I'd think about that. All right, Drew'sMorningDish.com.
6, 7. It comes out at 6, 7.
Thank you. That's
Every
our
day.
game. You,
You know,
please,
6, 7.
please stop. If you missed it earlier this week, Stan the Fan, Charles, Ross Grimsley, Luke Jackson for one more time this baseball season. Find it Facebook.com/PressBoxSports. Click on the videos tab. YouTube.com/PressBoxOnline or PressBoxOnline.com.
Stan wanted to add a bunch of people to the show.
video.
And when I said how many, he said, I don't know, 6, 7.
It's all brought to you by the Costas Inn, and the all-new Costas Inn now open in Timonium.
Oh, wait,
We'll
Drew, preview Sharks Kraken real quick. My brother's going to be at the game.
Oh, there's a little boy who wants to hear your breakdown.
Sharks
I know, I
Kraken.
forgot.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think final score will be?
5-3.
No, you missed it. It
Oh.
was right there.
So-
God.
High-scoring affair. It's going to be...
Well, they're going to definitely score 6 or 7 goals. Celebrini, whatever the kid's name is, he'll score a goal.
For San Jose.
Calabrini, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Are the
That's
Kraken
it.
for real?
There you go.
I tell you who's scaring me a little bit. Friggin' Philadelphia.
You gotta make it about them.
Won again last night.
That's bad news. We'll come back in. Tidbit,
All right,
tubular.
you guys have yourselves a great day.
Thank you. And Pat Ricard.
We'll see you in about
Go Terps.
6-7 days, I guess.
Get ready to hit the ultimate holiday jackpot at Live Casino during the live action $1 million giveaway. Every Friday through December 26th, we'll draw 25 lucky cash winners. But only one winner each Friday will advance to the final rounds on December 26th, where you could win $1 million in just 3 spins. Come make your million only at Live Casino. At Erndale Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Feeling sluggish, unfocused, or not like yourself? It could be low testosterone. At Game Day Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone replacement therapy to help men boost energy, improve mood, and regain confidence. Our treatments, including testosterone cypionate, are safe, natural, and tailored to fit your lifestyle with weekly injections or pellet therapy. Get started today with a free testosterone test and feel the difference. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Game Day Men's Health, where men reclaim their game.
The weather's getting cooler, so when you and your family are picking out a place to dine, be it lunch or dinner, let's make it nice and easy. Now, with 2 great locations, the Costas Inn remains your #1 destination. Whether you want to get steamed crabs and the full Costas menu out at the original location at 4100 North Point Boulevard, or sample the complete menu minus the steamed crabs at the new location above the grandstand at the Timonium Racetrack, Costas is your place to go. Check out the website, CostasInn.com, for a look at the menu, and if you want to plan that crab feast, call 410-477-1975. The Costas Inn.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
Looking for Baltimore's premier waterfront dining experience? Head to Nick's Fish House, located in the Baltimore Peninsula. Enjoy crabs all year long, plus happy hour Monday through Thursday from 3 to 6. Planning a celebration? From rehearsal dinners to corporate crab feasts, Nick's is the spot to make it unforgettable. And the fun doesn't stop there. Live music fills the air every Thursday through Sunday. Check out the full lineup at nicksfishhouse.com. Nick's, it's where Baltimore comes to eat, drink, and play by the water.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
Yeah, you know who they are. All right, let's get a tidbit. Tidbit is brought to you today by the print issue of PressBox, which is available for free wherever you find a PressBox, including the Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Go pick it up today. Great cover story from Don Marcus, all about new Maryland Athletic Director Jim Smith. What you got?
Simple one. Name the top 3 rushers in the NFL right now.
I say that's simple. I have no idea. The top 3 rushers in the NFL right now. Okay, how about Jahmyr Gibbs?
No.
Okay.
Gibbs is outside the top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess because he just catches the ball.
Yeah.
Breece Hall?
Nope. Breece Hall, I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, same thing. He's also a multi-purpose.
Yeah, that's sort of like, you want to say Saquon Barkley, but he's multi-purpose. Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor's number 1, 895 yards.
Had a monster year.
Yes.
How about it's somehow still Derrick Henry?
No, he is 6th though.
Okay. How about Achane?
Achane 7th. So that'd be 6-7. Henry Achane.
Kyron Williams.
No Kyron Williams.
Cool.
Mentioned him in the middle of the break.
Oh, James Cook?
James Cook is number 2, yes.
Apparently didn't practice today, so I just scooped up Ray Davis in a bunch of leagues because, in case.
Sure.
I mean, it might very well be that he practices tomorrow.
Well, and Ty Johnson will score 3 touchdowns.
Right, exactly right.
Yeah, JT, James Cook, 1 and 2, and then number 3, of course.
Number 3, so it's somebody obscure.
Mm-hmm. He's only started 3 games this season, but he's still 3rd in the NFL in rushing.
Only started 3 games. Oh, Rico Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle
He's
is number
pumping.
3.
He's doing his
Yeah,
pumps.
yeah.
Doing his
Our guy Rico.
Tubular is brought to you by Project Game Day. It's back this Sunday following Ravens Vikings. Come hang out. PressBoxOnline.com/GameDay. Myself, Rita, Casey, Stecca, Griffin, former Ravens linebacker Tyus Bowser. It's all brought to you by Game Day Men's Health in Owings Mills, Frederick, and Columbia. 1-800-GAMBLER, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, The Costas Inn, and Live Casino and Hotel. Of course, never a better place to watch every game than Inside Sports and Social at Live Casino and Hotel. Here's what's coming up tonight, totally tubular-wise, and it ain't much.
Yeah, you're watching Mount St. Mary's men's soccer. See if the Mount can't get into the MAC playoffs.
Coppins at LaSalle at 6:30 on ESPN+. Otherwise, Maction on ESPNU and ESPN2.
Yeah, MAC, MAAC Maction.
Right. Blues Capital, 7:30 on TNT, True TV, and Monumental. You need more networks for that. I got nothing. There's just
Survivor tonight,
nothing.
Abbott Elementary.
Okay, do like Abbott Elementary.
A-Rod and Dakota Fanning on Seth Meyers.
Sure. Thanks today to...
Fantastic Four streaming. The new
that's right.
Fantastic Four
Big
streaming
day
on
for my
Disney.
kids. Thanks to Drew. Thanks to Ron Johnson. And thanks to Pat Ricard, who we're about to hear from. We'll get it all up in the greatest hits section of the...
Jennifer Lawrence and Daniel Caesar will be on Jimmy Fallon.
Tab at GlennClarkRadio.com. Tomorrow on the program, is Patrick joining us tomorrow?
Yes, Patrick will join us.
Talk college hoops. We'll make picks with KZ, stuff and things.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Live Casino and Hotel, Game Day Men's Health in Owings Mills, Frederick, and Columbia, 1-800-GAMBLER, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, CountySports.zone, your local Toyota dealer, BuyAToyota.com, Nick's Fish House, High's Dairy Stores, The Costas Inn, and more. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Wednesday evening. Go Coppin. Duke sucks. We wrap up today's show. I had to do it a little bit earlier. The opportunity to catch up with our friend, Mr. Pat Ricard, right here on GCR. So happy to have this guy back out on the field. Happy to have him back here on GCR. He is, of course, the 5-time Pro Bowler. He is A certified softie, our friend, Mr. Pat Ricard, back with us now here on the program. Pat, what's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm good. Finally playing football again.
Bro.
Feels good to be back out there with the team. You know, starting to get some wins under our belts. Had a little bit of time off, had Halloween. It was a good weekend, and now, just came back in today and had a good day at work and ready for the Vikings coming out.
Dude, I didn't see. Did you guys do like a family costume deal?
No, we didn't. My wife dressed up the baby as Chucky.
Okay, well that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good outfit. So we didn't dress up. We just had her dress up.
I mean, that's better actually. Like you can't top that, man. My older son wanted to go. He's 10 now. He wanted to go as the villain from Scream, and I was like, dude, you've never seen Scream. Like, what the? Like, why? And I think it's just because he's, like, seen The Mask and thinks The Mask is cool. He doesn't even know what the guy's name is. Whenever somebody was like, hey, who are you? He's like, I'm Scream. I'm just like, all right, bro. Whatever, man. I'm not sure.
It's spooky, that's why.
Yeah, it worked. Like, it's fine. Whatever. There are so many things. I was afraid they were just going to want to be the K-pop demon hunters this year. I don't know if that has been a part of your life the way that's been a part of mine, but it's
no.
Oh, dude, it's overwhelming. It's
I'm sure.
Is it worse? Look, it sucks to not be on the field anytime. Is it worse when the team is struggling and you feel like powerless? You're like, dude, I could fix this if I could just be out there.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not able to help your team at all, and you just see, we were getting blown out a couple times. It was just really hard to watch. It was hard to be there with my team and just know how hard we work and how much these guys care, and to not get the results, and to know that I could help this team by just being at practice, just being more involved. I was just in the meetings. I was just rehabbing, just trying to get healthy. So there wasn't a whole lot I could do to help this team win. So I think that was the hardest thing. That was the most I've ever had to be out with an injury in my whole life. So it was definitely challenging, but I'm just happy to finally be back at this point.
I think I heard you talk about it after the Bears game, but a lot of people will say when they do go through it for the first time, and obviously it's not as bad as what some people go through, right, for the first time where they'll miss entire seasons, but when you miss a prolonged period of time, you get a different appreciation. You didn't get a different perspective. I know this might have been trickier for you because you had the setback and you didn't know when you were going to be back. But did you feel any of that where you're like, I don't know, you see something in a different way, or it meant a little bit more to you when you got back out there?
Yeah, I think so. But I think I've also went through some injuries where I spent whole off seasons just rehabbing and just knowing, so I've been through it before in that, to where I know how much it means to play and to get back healthy. When I was in college, I had 3 or 4 straight off seasons of surgeries and dealing with rehab the entire off season and trying to get healthy. Thankfully, I never really missed any games, but I understood just how hard it is to come back and all the extra work you put in and how much more it means to you when you are able to play. So yeah, I mean, I did feel it this time, but I think it was more so just seeing us losing, I think, was more of the driving factor for me, instead of me missing time of a personal thing. I think it was more of a team thing this time for me.
I get
that
it.
Makes any sense.
No, I know it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. I appreciate the fact that we don't have to think about that anymore. I appreciate the fact that you're back and the team's winning and all's good. Pat Ricard is with us on GCR. Okay, so do you have a hit list? Because the TJ Edwards one, dude, I feel like you might have needed to send him a letter afterwards to apologize because that was so violent. Do you have a hit list of your favorites during the course of your career?
I mean, whenever I get a pancake block, it's definitely on the list. And it also depends, I guess, who it is. If it's a really great player, knowing that you just got them in a bad spot, and you pancaked them. No, I mean, I have so much respect for so many players in this league. I never want to disrespect them by just talking poorly on them. The TJ Edwards it was one of those where he came at an angle to where I hit him perfectly, to where I got him off his feet. This past game I got I got worked pretty good in the pass rush. So like, it happens to everybody, but yeah, it's always a great feeling whenever I get a pancake. It's definitely on the top of my list because that's what I'm trying to do every play.
Okay, who do you think is the number one? Like as far as the greatest players that you've ever gotten a pancake against?
I mean, it wasn't super clean, but I kind of got Miles last year.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but like also like the play before that, he also he helped me. Like he could have pancaked me, but he didn't. So like,
Wait, hang on. I don't remember this. Like, did he did you?
So like we were engaged in a block together, and there was a pile behind me, and he could have easily just pushed me over the pile, but he didn't.
Oh.
He instead was. Yeah, he was being very nice, and he's like, "I got you," and like held me up.
What a mensch!
And then the next play we had no choice, but we had to really hit each other, and I just drove my feet, and I think he got tangled up or something, and both ended up on the ground.
Did you? But did he say anything? Do you have to like, bro, like after what I just did for you?
No words. No, I know. That's why I kind of felt bad, but at the same time,
Is there one that was like particularly clean, like one that you got?
Yeah. So I don't know who the player was, but it was I think it was during COVID year 2020. It was the Titans game, and I think before the game they were like doing some stuff pre-game. Like I think they were like on our logo, like just dancing or doing something silly
I remember.
or something.
Yeah, of course, right.
So like I was all worked up in the first play of the game. I like lined up as like a wing ball snap that went across the formation, and I kicked out like outside backer or the end, and I drove him like 10 yards onto his back. Like it was super clean, very violent. That might have been one of my best ones.
And that one put a smile on your face. That one was the one.
Yeah, I was celebrating for sure.
I don't blame you for that at all. I don't think we've ever talked about how much are you a talker? You're such a nice human, and of course we label you as a softie because you do the right thing and you support the animals in our community. But like, I don't even know this about you. Like, what is your trash talk game?
I only talk if they talk to me first.
Okay.
Because I don't want to trash talk somebody and get them all worked up to where they play even harder and then maybe take it out on me or a teammate and do something dirty. And like I said before, like I have so much respect for so many guys that it's like, I don't want to trash talk because it's just stupid. And also like, I'm not the greatest at it. Like I don't want to say something so stupid and sound like an idiot. So like I only do it when maybe if I like pancake somebody and like, it's somebody that I just don't like, maybe I'll say something, or mostly they started with me first.
Everybody is mic'd up now, so at some point we're all going to hear it if you do. That's the way it works. When somebody does jaw with you first, is it just going back at whatever they say? It's not like you've studied their background and know like the girl that left them in college and slept with the other guy on the other team. Like, you don't know.
That's like next level. I think those are like professional trash talkers, so it's maybe receivers or DBs or something.
Oh, they're different, dude. Yeah. Those guys know. It's like the 8 Mile. It's like the rap scene in 8 Mile. Those guys, they know everything there is to know about you.
Exactly. Like half their game is talking trash. So like, that's just not part of my game. So it's just I don't really do it.
Does anyone's trash talk ever take you out? Like, do you ever have a moment where you're like, bro, I'm laughing. Like, I gotta stop. I'm not ready for the next play.
Yeah. I mean, some guys will like call me fat and stuff, and I'm just like laughing because like they're just mad I just blocked them really well.
Correct.
So like the only way to like insult me is like call me fat when I'm like not fat at all. So it's just funny.
You're a freak. You're a freak, and that's what they have is fat. Like, you're just fat. It's like, okay, bro.
Weak.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
By all means.
Great.
So obviously there's the other side of it, right? And clearly there was Bradley Chubb last week. We all saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it when like this from like basketball, when somebody gets dunked on, everybody gives them crap, right? Like they go back. Do the guys give you any of that, or are they all understanding of like this is just the way that it works?
It's mostly coaches of anything. Like they'll kind of get on me or like. But like they also know that like that's not me and that like my approach and everything I did was just wrong. So they're like, just kind of like a scout today this morning, like just kind of like made a joke, like because he knows you can joke with me and stuff like that.
Right.
My teammates, like, they're not gonna put me down or like really joke unless it was like, I don't know, something silly that happened. Sometimes they will, but everyone's been pretty good about it.
I appreciate that. And it happens, man. Like, everybody has a moment. Like, great players, somebody drops a pass every now and then. Like, everybody has, even Lamar might be the greatest player we've ever seen in the history of football. Every now and then he misses one. Like, it's just, my friend Rita says, pimps slip up too sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you go and get got more than you go get got down or something like that.
I think that that's not the one. We're gonna do our best to not share that one on TikTok. Pat Ricard is with us. Pat, so obviously, look, the vibes have been clearly much better these last couple of weeks. How important, I know you weren't there for the others, but I'm sure you felt it when you got back. How important was the Bears game in sort of like getting everything straight and you're not looking up at like an ungodly record and maybe just getting the vibes right in the building and getting things back on track?
I think the biggest thing was our bye week before the Bears week.
Okay.
Everyone's kind of just take a deep breath, get away from football a little bit, maybe go see your family back in where you're from or go on a little break vacation, do whatever you had to do, and also getting a lot of guys healthy coming back. But yeah, I think getting that win was really important. We kind of felt like after the bye, it's kind of a fresh start, new season. Like everything that happened before, like it's in the past, and now we're just moving forward. And I think we, just had a good approach the last 2 weeks of just having fun together, just not worrying about wins, losses, worrying about the record or anything like that. Like we don't really even talk about the record anymore. It's more of just
you got a game.
This game, when you start losing, you start thinking about the record a lot, or guys will get in their head or think this, that, the other thing. So I think the bye was just really, really helpful, just kind of resetting the vibes.
I appreciate that, and I think it could tell. Just the presence of Lamar Jackson, I imagine, helps the vibes too. To take nothing away from Tyler Huntley, who obviously was great against the Bears, right? Like that was a hell of an effort. But this is still, Lamar Jackson that we're talking about. I can't imagine there's probably very few things in all of sports that can impact vibes quite like that dude walking out on the field.
Yeah, I think whenever you go into a game with Lamar, you always just have the ultimate confidence that, like, this guy's he's gonna make us plays, like, and he also like motivates you to play even harder because he can make things happen. So you just have a lot of confidence going into games that, like, he's gonna get the job done. He's gonna put guys in the right positions. He's going to make the right checks, do all the right things to help us win.
I mean, he's really good at that. He's unbelievable at it, right? Like, now it's like watching how long he's willing to stay in the pocket. And you're like, I don't know how you are. Are you – because it's got to be tough because, like, you guys know what he can do downfield. Do you ever find yourself saying, like, come on, bro, like, let's go, let's run – only for him to then turn around and like uncork one for 40 yards down the field where you're like, all right, yeah, I get it. My bad. You got it.
Yeah, I don't ever criticize anything he does anymore because what he does is so unorthodox. So it's like, if that's what he's going to do, that's what he's going to do. So like when you're blocking, you're just trying to block as long as possible and just kind of play backyard football the way he moves around to try to set up blocks for him or get open. So it's like, he's just going to do what he has to do and we have to kind of play off of him.
That's awesome, man. Hey, Mark is about to become the all-time leading receiver in Ravens history. He needs like 18 yards to do it. You've been around this dude for a long time, and you've seen like what he's been through and the tough times. Can you describe like what he means as a standard, as like a stalwart for this organization and everything that he's done as he's about to break this record?
Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I didn't know he was quite there yet. I mean he's just like a ultimate football player, the way he prepares, the way he studies, how competitive he is. He just brings out the best of everyone around him just by how hard he works and practices and does everything. Like he's always doing something. He's never just relaxing. He's never just taking plays off, taking practices off. It's just a true pro, and he's just a good guy in the locker room. So I think very happy for him. Hopefully he gets it, really early in this next game. He deserves it. I mean, he's been an unbelievable player clutch. Had 2 touchdowns last game.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it'll be really cool when he gets it.
I think it's well deserved, man. He is, and one day all of y'all up in the Ring of Honor together. Like that's the day that I'm looking forward to. After you guys obviously win a couple of Super Bowls before that.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
next on the list. What'd you do this weekend? You get a weekend off. What'd you go do?
Just had Halloween in my house. Had some teammates over. Then Saturday was kind of just a chill day. Sunday, I went to a local card show in Timonium.
That's cool.
So that was fun. Yeah, I was surprised my wife wanted to do that just because, we're just going to spend some money on Pokemon cards. So
I was like,
cool
so wait a
was down for it.
Okay, wait, how many Pokemon cards? Because they basically overran. Oh man, the next time you see my kids, now that I know this, they're going to want to talk to you about this and nothing else. How many Pokemon cards do you think you have?
Do I have?
Yeah.
So when I open packs, I only keep the really good ones, the hits.
Okay.
Yeah, commons and uncommons. I just I don't keep them. But I mean, I have a decent collection now. I've been collecting the last 2 years. Maybe this past year I've been getting into collecting graded cards. So they're authenticated. That's the market value for these cards. They can be expensive, but it holds the value because they're graded and. So I have a decent amount of those. I've been trying to get sealed stuff, so booster boxes, elite trainer boxes. I mean, it's getting up there. It's not super crazy, but it's pretty solid. I'm trying to slowly build it up with some solid stuff.
I never want to be in someone's pockets. Are you willing to share the largest number that you've ever spent on a Pokemon card?
I mean, that's the thing is I don't go super crazy on the super premium cards.
Okay.
In the market currently has been going nuts. It's been climbing. So it's been scaring me of spending so much money on one card. I mean, probably the most expensive card I've bought in maybe a couple $1,000s for one card.
Jeez.
But for instance, 2 years ago I bought a card for $900 and now it's worth $3,000 to $4,000.
That's
so that's the thing.
Yeah, that's decent. When it gets there, but you still want to hold on to it. Is it more about?
I'm probably it's more of just collecting.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to sell my cards.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe one day if they just get worth crazy money. But yeah, I think it's more of I just enjoy the artwork. I like Pokemon. I enjoy just opening packs. You just never know what's in there. Maybe it's a hit. It's kind of a thrill, and the fact that my wife enjoys doing it with me
That's
as well.
cool.
It's kind of a thing we can do together. Just keeps me out of trouble, and it's just a fun thing to do.
Imagine going back and telling your 18-year-old self that's how you're going to spend a weekend when you're 30.
Yeah.
Dude, you're just going to be really fired up about going out and going to a card show. It's going to make your day, man. You and the missus ripping some cards. Oh man, life is weird. Pat Ricard, love you, brother. Always appreciate you, man. You're the best. So happy that you're back out there. Thank you for doing this as always, and let's talk again real soon. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Lon. Appreciate it.